Starfleet, The Age of the Lords. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 101 T5 Combat Armor, 100 million star coins. Can you give them to the little girl? When Feng Mo heard the voice, he felt something familiar. Chu Yunjian's left hand turned into 6 and his right hand turned into 1. Feng Mo instantly understood that it was the lady who had a one-on-one match 2 days ago. This is the real boss, and he is really in trouble. At least Feng Mo dare not say that he can survive a 1-on-6 intact. After one night, his waist may no longer be his. You're 700 or 800 years old, and you're still a little girl. I took so many life-extending treasures yesterday and didn't go back to take them properly. Why are you here making a fuss? 120 million. The voice came from box 3. One sentence stirred up waves and made the scene instantly out of control. Feng Mo also had a look of disbelief on his face. This charming woman was actually 700 or 800 years old and could still play 1-on-6. She was indeed a person beyond appearances. Feng Mo could only say that the elder sister has great physical strength. The 3 women on the side also laughed out loud after hearing this, and then they seemed to think of something and giggled. Seeing the 3 women laughing like big geese, the corners of Feng Mo's mouth twitched slightly. In fact, sometimes women are really unmanly if they look like that. What's up, Jin Kai Feng? Don't think that if you don't show up often, I won't be able to hear your voice. It doesn't matter if you live 700 or 800 years. I am also a little fairy. So many people have slept with me. They all say that I am good and have a light body, easy to push, angry or not. I just won't let you go. This sentence spread throughout the entire auction. Even if the auctioneer tried his best to control the venue, the entire venue was completely out of control. The information contained in this sentence was really too great. Chu Yunjian next to Feng Mo must have thought of something, pulled Feng Mo's sleeve and whispered, that Granball level figure is an ancestor of the Hua family, named Hua Jingxiu. That Jin Kai Feng was Hua Jingxiu's licking dog when he was young. He failed to lick his hand for several years, and finally gave birth to love. Hatred caused the 2 of them to slander each other and ruin their reputations. This pair is famous throughout the Huaiyao Empire. This explanation made Feng Mo suddenly realize that it turned out to be a story about a licking dog and a goddess. It was very flavorful and quite classic. If you 2 want to quarrel, go out and quarrel. This is the auction, not a place for you 2 to mess around. At this time, an old voice came from the box number 1. In an instant, both Hua Jingxiu and Jin Kai Feng were confused. Stop talking. Aren't you going to say anything? Then I'll get involved. Old man. 140 million. If it doesn't go any higher, Lian girl will give up. The VIP in box 7 bids 140 million star coins. Are there any other VIPs who want to bid? Lian. He also asked 3 times in a row. After getting no answer, he dropped the wooden hammer in his hand. The price of the first lot that was mixed between 2 people was only 140 million, which was not high. The price of this quasi T5 battleship blueprint in Feng Mo's heart was about 160 million. After the quarrel, Lian deliberately speeded up the bidding. The second final treasure, the mysterious star seed, started at a base price of 100 million. And was finally sold for 180 million star coins. In fact, the level of this star seed should have reached the quasi T5 level, but it is not recorded in the federal database, so it is put up for auction. Someone will auction it off and plant it. The Federation will also send scientific researchers to record the growth and development at any time. Efficacy data to enrich federal databases. If this is a recorded star seed, the final transaction price will definitely not be less than 300 million star coins. If the star seed in Feng Mo's hand is put up for auction, it will be worth 1 billion, because it is a star seed, a true T5 star seed. Dear guests, the final treasure is the T5 level combat armor. Everyone is familiar with the functions of this set of armor. This set of armor is directly provided by the Federation. The base price is 240 million. The bidding begins. After Leon he called out the base price of this set of T5 level combat armor. The entire auction venue fell silent for an instant. Such sky-high prices were not something that the small nobles on the first floor could afford. The small family could afford them, even if their entire family was packaged and sold. It's not worth that many star coins either. Even if Feng Mo knew the low price, he was shocked now that he was there. However, this T5 level combat armor is indeed worth so much money. This is an indisputable fact. Since there is no one to bid, I have no choice but to make a bid. It's 250 million. If no one bids, it will be troublesome for Miss Lian to give up. A young voice came from box 24. After Chu Yunjian heard this voice, his original smiling face became a little ugly, as if he had some hatred for this voice, and he couldn't help but say, 250 million wants to take away the T5 level combat armor. Isn't it too much to think about? 260 million. Who do I think it is? It turns out to be Miss Chu. What's wrong? Instead of accompanying your pretty face, you came here to bid with me. Are you not afraid that your pretty face will be assassinated again? 300 million. The Chu family has plenty of star coins. How about Chu? Is the eldest lady going to earn 400 million? The voice in box number 24 became extremely arrogant, which made Chu Yunjian in the box gnashed his teeth in anger. Just as he was about to bid, Feng Mo stopped him, took over the loudspeaker and said, 300 million in 1-star coins. Mr. Hu, the soft rice is very delicious, but not everyone can eat it. At least those who are short and weak in that regard will definitely not be able to eat this bowl of rice. Of course, Feng is not secretly I mean you are short and weak. Feng made it clear. Please don't misunderstand me. Feng Mo only adheres to one principle when getting along with others. If you are not one of your own, you are the enemy. You must be ruthless when dealing with enemies. If you can kill his whole family, don't let anyone go. Words are nothing. If you don't scold directly, you are already being auctioned. It will save face. As expected, he is a country boy with no manners. 310 million. Hua Minglong mocked, and then continued to raise the price. 310 million and 1-star coin. Feng Mo did not talk back to Hua Minglong, but told him with his actions that no matter how much he offered, he would only add 1-star coin. 320 million. Hua Minglong lost his calmness and said with gritted teeth. Feng Mo still said slowly, 320 million and 1-star coin. When he first participated in the auction, Feng Mo gave the greatest respect to his opponents. Some of the last bids were accepted by Feng Mo by adding 10 million star coins to the price. But facing Hua Minglong, especially after Yun Jian told him about some of his deeds, Feng Mo's feelings towards Hua Minglong instantly dropped to the freezing point. This man deserves to die. No, he can no longer be called a human being. Hua Minglong, the younger brother of the leader of the younger generation of the Hua family, has been arrogant and domineering since childhood, forming a sharp contrast with his brother. As a noble son, it is not too much to be arrogant. It is normal for young people to be full of vigor, but he is not. He is a pervert. Hua Minglong likes to play horse riding and slashing games. The horse he rides is very special. It is two people connected together. That is, one person's head is shrunk by science and technology, and then inserted into the buttocks of another person. During the period, it is necessary to ensure that both people will not die. This is not difficult for the technology mastered in the interstellar era. Hua Minglong has a mount he calls a BMW. It is a BMW with 18 hands and 18 legs formed by 9 people connected together. Whether it is played in a fancy way or not, it is just one of the games he likes. This is also the reason why he is not welcomed in this circle. You can kill and slaughter, but you cannot humiliate. This is the pride of the nobles. Chapter 102 New Humanity Church. I'm offering 400 million star coins. Are you still willing to follow me, little white face? Hua Minglong continued to provoke. Feng Mo just smiled after hearing this, not panicking at all. Under federal law, What punishment should a citizen bear for openly insulting a noble in a public place? This needs to be carefully thought out. It seems like cutting off 4 fingers and exiling to the chaos star sea. It seems that Mr. Hu has not inherited the title yet, and Feng is the Earl of the Yunshan Empire. Oh, yes, your family's title is not inherited by you, but by your excellent brother, haha. Feng Mo's words are really heartbreaking. As the second son of the Hua family, Hua Minglong has been suppressed by his brother since he was a child. All the honors, family resources, and education were given to his brother, and he has been a vassal since he was a child. Is he worse than anyone else? He thinks he is not worse. This was the first time he was broken by a pretty boy, but he had nothing to say. You can curse many things in your heart, but you can't do it with actual actions. Although the nobility is corrupt, it temporarily represents the face of the Federation. In public, the nobility cannot be insulted. Hua Minglong called a pretty boy in public. This is not a slap in Feng Mo's face, but a slap in the face of the Yunshan Empire and the entire Xinghai Human Federation. If Feng Mo risked offending the Hua family and insisted on punishing Hua Minglong, then this would be an ironclad case, an ironclad case that no one could use. It was inevitable that Hua Minglong would be cut off and exiled. At this moment, the entire auction venue was silent from the moment Feng Mo said the Earl, and no one wanted to be dragged into the vortex of the two forces competing. Hua Minglong is now in a dilemma. He doesn't want to lose face and apologize to Feng Mo, nor does he want to give up the bid for the T5 level combat armor. He has too many enemies and people who hate him. Without a T5 level combat armor, he can't calm down his sense of crisis. Young man, forgive others when you can. Minglong just made a slip of the tongue. He didn't mean to humiliate you. Just go ahead and continue bidding. An old voice came from box number 1. It was the old man who just scolded Hua Jingxiu and Jin Kaifeng. This old man is called Cheng Yingchen. He is 1,000 years old, a member of the empire, and has served as the minister of many important departments. His disciples are all over the Huaiyao Empire. He is not easy to deal with, but the Chu family is not afraid of any challenge. While Cheng Yingchen was speaking, Chu Yunjian introduced him to Feng Mo, then took the loudspeaker with his left hand, held the Chu family emblem with his right hand, stood up and opened the door of the box, looked at the number 1 box and said loudly, "He, Chu Yunjian swears here in the name of the Huaiyao Chu family that Hua Minglong must be punished as he deserves, otherwise, it will be regarded as a war with the Huaiyao Chu family." Chu Yunjian said in a cold voice. These words were extremely impolite. Everyone present thought that the old man in the number 1 box had spoken, and Feng Mo and Chu Yunjian would take a step back and let the auction go on normally. Unexpectedly, Chu Yunjian was so tough, and things were difficult to deal with. In the Huaiyao Empire, no force dared to openly go to war with the Chu family. Chu Yunjian held the Chu family emblem today and swore in the name of the Chu family. If the auction goes on like this, it will be the Chu family's shame. The Chu family will inevitably fight to the end with the Hua family and the one in box number 1. Now it is the turn of the one in box number 1 to be caught in a dilemma. After a long time, a voice came from box number 1. You are very courageous. You are worthy of being the daughter of a general. You are courageous and responsible. Good, good, good. The Chu family has successors. The people present were all smart people. Stupid people will not live long. They all heard that Cheng Yingchen in box number 1 had given in. He did not dare to fight with the Chu family. He could only use this kind of compliment to hint that Chu Yunjian should give him some respect for his 1,000-year-old age. Chu Yunjian also heard it, so he didn't continue to bite Bufang, but bowed very politely and said, "Thank you for the compliment, Senior. Yunjian is unworthy of it." After the matter came to an end, Chu Yunjian continued to say to box 24, Hua Minglong, I will report this matter to the Xinghai Human Federation and the Huaiyao Empire. You'd better go home and beg your brother now, otherwise, if you are really exiled to Chaos Xinghai with your hands cut off, don't forget that this is the territory of the pretty boy you mentioned. At that time, you may be worse off than dead, and it will be difficult for you to die. I'm sorry, Because of some personal reason has delayed the progress of the auction. The price just bid is not counted. This T5 level combat armor will be rebid at the reserve price. After Chu Yunjian finished speaking, he turned and returned to box number 2. As soon as he entered the door, he quickly ran to Feng Mo's arms, buried his little head directly in Feng Mo's chest, and said in a buzzing voice, "I was scared to death just now. I have never been so excited since I was a child." Feng Mo gently stroked Chu Yunjian's hair, his eyes full of love. This woman is really too good to him. She can't bear to see him suffer any grievances. She confronted the imperial senator for him and forced the auction to be suspended. How could this move not make Feng Mo tempted? After a farce, the auction continued. Without the competition between Hua Minglong and Chu Yun, this set of T5 level combat armor finally stopped at 500 million star coins and was won by the mysterious VIP of box number 9. After the auction, Feng Mo led the 3 women out of the venue. As for Hua Minglong, she had left in a hurry when Chu Yunjian returned to box number 2. It seemed that she had returned to the Hua family for help. Now it was no longer a matter of whether or not to offend the Hua family. His woman was so strong, if Feng Mo softened, it would be really embarrassing. By then, the news that the son-in-law of the Hua Yao Chu family was a softie would probably spread throughout the Federation. As soon as the 4 returned to the manor, Chu Yunjian's smart terminal kept ringing. After roughly browsing the content, Chu Yunjian said to Feng Mo, 2 pieces of news. One is that we have found a nest of the new human church. The location is very remote, on the edge of the northern part of the Hua Yao galaxy. If you are interested, you can go with your second uncle to destroy it tomorrow. The second piece of news is that the Hua family will formally visit in 3 days. It should be for the matter of Hua Minglong. Feng Mo nodded after hearing this. The first piece of news was good news. He was assassinated and couldn't have no explanation. Moreover, just as Chu Yunjian finished speaking, a temporary task appeared on the Xinhuo panel. Temporary task: destroy the branch of the new human church. Reward: 1,000 points. The task reward is not much, which means that the task is very simple for Feng Mo. Moreover, with the help of his second uncle, there will be no big problems in the Hua Yao Empire. It is estimated that this is a tourism bureau. But the second news was not so good. The Hua family came to visit, which meant that Hua Minglong's status in the Hua family was higher than they thought, so that the Hua family needed to come to the door to solve this matter. The most likely family was Hua Minglong's genius brother, who came forward to persuade the family. After all, it was impossible for his genius brother to watch his brother being exiled after having his fingers cut off. That would have a great impact on his reputation. Feng Mo's analysis was correct. At this time, in the ancestral hall of the Hua family, Hua Yukong looked at his brother kneeling on the ground and being punished. His face was not fluctuating. Instead, his mother kept persuading his father not to beat him anymore. While persuading him, she winked at her father and occasionally pinched Hua Minglong to make him scream louder. Finally, the screams of his brother seemed to disturb Hua Yukong, who was in deep thought. He said softly, "Father and mother don't have to act anymore. I am helping you. I have done more things to clean up my brother's ass since I was a child. I hope this time is the last time." After that, he turned and left the ancestral hall, leaving his parents looking at each other. Chapter 103: The Power of the Star Destroyer. The next morning, Feng Mo got up early and put on his combat uniform. When he walked out of the room, he saw the 3 girls busy preparing breakfast. After dinner, Feng Mo went to the gate of the manor alone to wait. At this time, a luxury speed car parked at the gate of the manor, and a burst of hearty laughter rang out. "Ha ha, niece and son-in-law, get in the car and let's go to Starport together." After Feng Mo listened, he boarded the speed car and came to Hua Yao Starport with Xiangrong. The building area here was at least 5 times larger than that of Storm Starport. The two of them arrived at Starport number 1. Feng Mo boarded the Hurricane. Xiangrong was once the captain of the T5 Brilliance class interstellar aircraft carrier. Now he has been promoted to deputy commander of the fleet, with the rank of lieutenant general. Since the T5 class interstellar aircraft carrier is performing a mission outside, Xiangrong can only do this time. can ride on a T5 Radiance-class Star Destroyer. Hurricane control room. Sir, Commander, we have intelligently synchronized the frequency with the T5 Glory-class Star Destroyer, started the warp engine, and are ready to go. Who? Keen reported on the side. Feng Mo did not answer, but in front of the main console, he pulled up the data of the T5 Glory-class Star Destroyer and studied it carefully. The Glory fleet is the strongest T5 fleet in the entire Glory Empire. It is not a mixed fleet, but a small fleet composed entirely of T5 starships. There are only 2 fleets of this type in the entire Federation. As for the data of the Huaiyao-class Star Destroyer, the hull is about 3 kilometers long, 550 meters wide, and 479 meters high. This hull data is not large, and is even smaller than the Hurricane. But this star is very good in terms of performance. Whether it is star speed, T5 class star shield or attack weapons, it is much higher than that of the Hurricane. It is even equipped with a T5 Star Destroyer cannon. This weapon, as the name suggests, has one shot, destroy the stars. The 2 starships started their 4th stage warp engines at the same time and sailed towards the southern part of the Glory Galaxy. Sir, Commander, the Hurricane has arrived at the designated coordinates. Please provide instructions. Who? Kin's report woke up Feng Mo, who was studying the T5 starship. It was so fast, it usually only takes 10 minutes for the 4-stage warp engine to travel through the entire galaxy. Because the Huaiyao galaxy is a large galaxy, it takes longer. At this time, Xiangrong's video communication also came over. After Feng Mo connected, a holographic screen appeared on the main console. No, Mo, after investigation, we found that the asteroid in front is the glorious branch of the New Humanity Church. According to the information provided by the Intelligence Department, this church is very powerful and has branches in all empires of the Federation. It has been discovered there are 7 branches, and the Federation has ordered them to be wiped out today. Feng Mo was shocked after hearing this. Sure enough, no matter how large the organization was, it could not withstand the divine punishment of the Federation. 7 branches were attacked at the same time on the same day. This New Humanity Church was also very unlucky. At this time, Xiangrong also shared a video. Feng Mo could clearly see through the video. In addition, they had a total of 7 T5 starships parked in the universe at the same time. The asteroids in front of them were not large, with a diameter of only 30, about a kilometer. Maybe this way it won't attract the attention of the Federation. Recently, there have been many cases of alien killings across the Federation. In this regard, the Federation is trying its best to collect traces of the New Humanity Church. After they sent aliens to assassinate Feng Mo, the Federation decided to immediately eliminate all branches found. At this time, you can still see through the radar that the small galaxy in front of you actually hides a mystery. You can see through the surface of the planet that the entire asteroid is completely hollowed out, and inside is a huge interstellar shipyard. There are a large number of workers busy in the interstellar shipyard. After zooming in on the video, you can clearly see that these workers are wearing white coats and there are a large number of transparent experimental cabins standing in front of them, which are filled with blue liquid. The alien species is dormant in the experimental cabin. These alien species have different animal genes. Some have the head of an anticlimax, and some have the body of an ant and the head of a human. The sight of all kinds of alien species makes Feng Mo feel numb. At this time, Xiangrong turned off the video and said to Feng Mo, Mo, remember these churches. They are all cults that endanger the stability of mankind. My uncle remembers that you once photographed a quasi-T5 level Star Destroyer cannon. Today I will show you the power of a real T5 level Star Destroyer cannon. After Xiangrong finished speaking, the main guns of the 7 T5 starships in the video were charged at the same time. Orange light flashed, a large amount of light flowed and gathered, and finally turned into a huge ball of light, which was even a bit dazzling. Report: the Star Destroyer cannon has been charged. Please give instructions. 7 reports were made almost at the same time. Launch, Xiangrong commanded. It was obvious that he was the commander-in-chief of this operation. Feng Mo could only lament the second uncle's rapid promotion. As soon as Xiangrong finished speaking, The 7 orange light balls instantly turned into 7 dazzling beams of light and shot out instantly according to the calculated trajectory. The beam instantly passed through the asteroid in front of him, piercing it directly. Under such a terrible attack, everything would be reduced to nothingness. At this time, the asteroid was like a hula hoop, with an empty center and no surrounding surface. Turn into burnt black dot. Then in the middle cavity, the beam energy was compressed and concentrated, triggering a secondary explosion. The asteroid with a diameter of only 30 kilometers could not withstand such a big explosion. The entire asteroid began to collapse from the inside, exploded, and finally fell apart. This kind of power is really terrifying. This is just a Star Destroyer cannon on a destroyer. If it is a cannon on a battleship, the energy and power it can gather will be even more powerful. Looking at the exploded asteroid in front of him, Feng Mo was filled with shock. T5 level weapons are so powerful. There are also T-6789 on top, 4 levels. I really want to know how powerful weapons and starships of that level are. At this time, he was full of expectations for the SYNOPSIS system. Currently, there are only T5 and below starship blueprints in the mall. He didn't know when the permissions mentioned by the SYNOPSIS system could be upgraded and what the upgrade conditions were. Report: the target asteroid has been destroyed. Please give instructions. The adjutants of the 7 T5 starships reported at the same time. Collect the team and return home, Xiangrong said, then hung up the video, and then said to Feng Mo, nephew-in-law, how is it? The Star Destroyer is powerful. This time just treat it as a trip. Watch a fireworks show, relax your body and mind, and there will be a bigger battle waiting for you after you go back. The Hua family is not easy to deal with. Feng Mo naturally knew that the Hua family was difficult, but no matter how difficult it was, he had to get through this level. Now he had a small handle on the Hua family. As long as he was not afraid of the power of the Hua family, he would naturally be able to gain the upper hand. Thank you for your reminder, uncle. Just leave this matter to me and Yunjian, and it will be controlled and resolved to a certain extent. After Feng Mo finished speaking, Xiangrong nodded in approval. The young man was not simple-minded, and he didn't need to say much. He understood it at a glance. The Hua family can stand firm in the Huayao Empire and even the Xinghai Human Federation, and has tremendous power, because generations of ancestors have fought hard and made great contributions to the establishment of the Federation. The fact that the Hua family can come to the door in person has already shown their concessions in this matter. At most, it is the amount of compensation. It is impossible to overthrow the Hua family with such a small matter. At most, they can give up a dandy boy. However, Feng Mo will be targeted by this big family. Even with the help of a Chu family, his future life will be very difficult. After all, it is better to be afraid of thieves than to be afraid of thieves. Who knows when he will give you a little stumbling block in the future, so you will be very uncomfortable. There is no reason to be a thief for 1,000 days. But there is no reason to be on guard against thieves for 1,000 days. Chapter 104 The Origin of Fahrenheit. Uncle Xiangrong also told Feng Mo that the Star Sea Human Federation had processed the video of the annihilation of the New Humanity Church, together with the video of Feng Mo's duel with the monster, into an interstellar movie that was 1.5 hours long. Cyberspace continues to play for a month. Of course, Feng Mo did not show his face during the whole process. This was his request. As a noble, the lower profile the better. The lower profile you are, the fewer people will target you. No matter what era we are in, it has always been difficult to cross classes, which has given rise to a large number of people who are class-oriented and world-weary. These people are undoubtedly extreme, so keeping a low profile is the way to go. 10 minutes later, Feng Mo ended the trip. It took less than 2 hours from departure in the morning to return in the morning to complete the destruction of an asteroid. He had to lament that it was no wonder that T5 was full of garbage. Deep in the chaotic star sea, the beasts roar in the galaxy. This is an ancient galaxy. The entire galaxy is dark in color. The main star is called Beasts. There are a large number of beasts living on the surface, including a 10-meter tall orangutan, a titanoboa that is dozens of meters long, and more. Nearly 100 meters of dinosaurs and other creatures. At this time, In an underground base on the main planet of Beast Cry, a series of footsteps sounded. A group of staff in white coats swiped their ID cards and passed through 3 gates in succession, and finally came to a large office. At this time, there was only a silver-haired old man in the office, half lying on a chair, with a hide of an unknown beast hanging 100 meters behind him. Everyone walked up to the old man and bowed collectively. Then the elegant man at the head said to the old man, "Father, urgent information. The Federation took action on time at 8 o'clock this morning, dispatched 7 T-5 starships, used T-5 class Star Destroyer cannons, destroyed the 7 branches of the Church, and combined this operation with the previous hunt for alien species." The video is edited and processed to form an interstellar movie, which is played in the Star Network space. "Father, this is a provocation to the New Humanity Church. I suggest that the remaining 6 branches release all the alien species and cause the entire Federation to be in chaos to show the world the return of the Church." After the elegant man finished speaking, he looked at the silver-haired old man with expectant eyes. "This is the Pope of the New Humanity Church. These people were all created by the Pope, so they are called Father, and Father means Pope." After hearing this, the silver-haired old man shook his head and then said, "Now that the Federation has discovered traces of the Church, this experiment can be terminated. There is an indelible conflict between human genes and pure beast genes. Next, the Church will need a large number of interstellar orc genes. 1. Notify all branches to bring back all experimental data and instruments, and then seal the remaining 6 branches. All experimental subjects will be dispersed to all living planets in the galaxy, and preparations for killing will be carried out at the same time 3 days later. 2. Let the Church members lurking in the interstellar orcs start taking action. If necessary, they can massacre several orc planets and deepen their resentment against humans. It is necessary to restart the war between the Federation and the interstellar orcs, so that the Church can be more convenient in the rear. Collect the corpses of the interstellar orcs. These 2 points are the top priority at the moment. Menya, this matter is left to you." "Yes, Father." Menya was the name of that elegant man. "I heard that the branch was discovered because 4 of my idiots worked part-time as killers, and then were killed by others, which ultimately led to the Federation following the lead and directly destroying 7 branches." The silver-haired old man asked again. "Yes, Father, it's because those 4 people went to assassinate Count Feng Mo of the Yunshan Empire. He is also the most outstanding young starship designer in the entire Federation, and the Lord of a galaxy. According to the investigation, Feng Mo has a quasi-T5, T4 mixed fleet," Menya replied. "Oh?" The silver-haired old man seemed to be interested. He opened his sleepy eyes and sat upright. He said softly to Menya, "Menya, since he is a federal genius, then after the turmoil, you can go to greet this genius for me and absorb him into the Church. Of course, you can allow this genius to put forward some conditions appropriately." "That is all right." After hearing this, Menya asked cautiously, "Father, what if Feng Mo doesn't agree to join the Church? Then, why do I need to tell you how to do it? If you don't agree, it will be ruined. When a genius is no longer a genius, there is no use value." "Yes." In the evening, the main star shines, the villa among the clouds. At this time, Feng Mo was browsing and researching the information of the Hua family. Through the information, he found that the Hua family had a bit of a personality deformity, as if there was no normal person in the entire family, and it seemed that everyone had character flaws. The younger brother Huajizi likes to pervert and kill, and the elder brother's hobby is even more bizarre. Although he is very strong on the outside, he is a federal genius, fleet commander and other titles in the eyes of others, but secretly he is a person who likes to play the queen's slave. He actually likes being stepped on. None of these 2 brothers is normal, and there is also Hua Jinxiu who is 1 to 6. It seems that there is no normal person in the entire Hua family. At this time, Chu Yunjian walked in with 2 glasses of wine in his hand. He first placed one of them on the table next to Feng Mo, then raised the wine glass in his hand to respect Feng Mo, and then asked softly, Do you think the Hua family are perverts? Do you want to ask why the Federation is so tolerant of the Hua family since they have done so many things? That's not true. I just want to know if the Hua family was born with genetic defects. Feng Mo couldn't help but ask after hearing this. Chu Yunjian pointed and continued, you are right. The reason why the Federation is so tolerant of the Hua family is that the Hua family made great efforts when the Federation was established, and the Hua family has great power. Body. In the year 0830 of the Federation calendar, the interstellar machine race fully invaded the Federation. It was the Hua clan who led the fleet to block the once arrogant interstellar machine race. At that time, the federal technology was not strong, with only T3 class starships at the highest, while the machine race already had T4 starship. It was the original commander, the ancestor of the Hua family, who personally detonated a disposable treasure that can form a huge electromagnetic field in the universe and release certain pollutants. The ancestors of the Fahrenheit family led the fleet and fought with the interstellar machinery group for 2 days and 1 night in the magnetic field. Finally, the fleet of the interstellar machinery group was wiped out. However, there was not much of the human fleet left. The genes of all the surviving crew members were all contaminated. This gene contamination is even genetic. In this way, generation after generation, the Hua family has been passed down to this day. In the earliest days, a few members of each generation had physical problems, either deformed or died young. Later, after the development of science and technology, after many treatments, now only a few people in each generation have more or less brains. There's something wrong with it, and there's a big character flaw. After hearing this, Feng Mo suddenly realized that no wonder he saw the information so strangely. It turned out that genetic defects caused by genetic contamination even reached the level of inheritance. This disease is very difficult to treat, even with current scientific methods. There is even no treatment at all, because mania and personality defects caused by genes are related to genetic errors in brain cells. All diseases related to the brain are difficult to treat. Although Fahrenheit is pitiful, this is not the reason why they cause harm to mankind. Feng Mo is willing to admit their contribution and sympathizes with their disease, but as a hostile force, Feng Mo will sooner or later make them history. Chapter 105 Compensation. Early next morning. Feng Mo was dressed neatly under the waiters of the 3 ladies. This aristocratic costume did look more grand, but it was still very cumbersome to wear alone. Generally, Feng Mo would not choose this kind of costume unless it was an important occasion. Through Chu Yunjian's talk last night, Feng Mo learned a lot about the Hua family, which was of great help to today's negotiations. Master, Hua Jingxiu of the Hua family is here to visit with Huajiao. Please give instructions, the intelligent robot on the side said, and at the same time, the holographic projection on the chest showed the scene at the gate of the manor. At this time, Hua Jingxiu was still so charming, while Huajiao he lowered his head and couldn't see his face. Invite them in, let's go over and pick up the guests. Don't let others say that the Chu family and Count Feng Mo have no rules. Chu Yunjian responded and then followed Feng Mo out of the room to the living room. At this time, a smart robot had led Hua Jingxiu and Hua Jizi into the manor. Hua Jingxiu is the ancestor of the Hua family. She is more than 800 years old. Let her say that she is selling her old age with her old age. No matter how she calls it, it is a problem. Looking at the 2 people walking towards the villa under the leadership of the robot, Chu Yunjian, who was behind Feng Mo, said softly. The door of the villa opened automatically, and the robot led the 2 people in. Feng Mo was the first to step forward and say hello. Senior Hua, you and Brother Jiangxing are here. Don't be afraid to welcome us from afar. Please atone for your sins. You're welcome, Earl. Jingxiu and Ganzai don't have any titles, so they don't dare bother the Earl to welcome them. At the beginning, he gave Feng Mo a neither soft nor hard nail. This was a sign of irony that at the auction that day, Feng Mo used his power to overwhelm others. It seems that today's conversation is not that easy. Feng Mo didn't have any embarrassment about this, and he didn't take advantage of the topic that Hua Jingxiu brought to you. Instead, he chuckled and said, please. After saying that, He led the two of them to the living room and sat down. Without giving Hua Jingxiu a chance to speak again, Feng Mo chuckled and said, "That day at the auction, Brother Jeezy screamed at a pretty boy in public, but Zhang Feng Mo was so ashamed that he had no choice but to refute with federal law. This self-defense method is not excessive, right? What's more, since the federal government has established laws, it must be obeyed, and those who ignore the laws will suffer consequences." Hua Jingxiu couldn't answer this. If Feng Mo is wrong, that means the federal law is wrong. If Feng Mo is wrong, what should we do about Hua Jingxiu? He can only say in a neutral tone, "Is it possible that what the borer said is the truth, so that there is no blatant insult to the nobles?" As soon as he finished speaking, Feng Mo's originally smiling face instantly turned gloomy, and he said in a deep voice, "I respect you and call you Senior Hua, but don't push yourself too far. If you still maintain this attitude, then there is no need for you and me to talk anymore." Feng and the Chu family have reported the incident and the auction video to the Federation and the two countries in the Great Empire. As for whether the Chinese borer will be punished, everything is governed by federal law. Feng Mo, do you really think that the Earl of the Yunshan Empire can give you the qualifications to be on an equal footing with my Hua family? Do you really think that the Hua family has no means to deal with you? Hua Jingxiu said angrily. In fact, the Hua family did not pay much attention to Hua Jingxiu, otherwise they would not have sent Hua Jingxiu, who only knows how to play with men and has played with them for hundreds of years, and still enjoys it. Isn't this woman useless? Brain. She doesn't have a brain at all. Normally, those male dotes on her would obey her and no one would dare to go against what she said. But today, Feng Mo didn't do this at all, which made Hua Jingxiu a little bit off guard. The Hua family naturally has means to deal with anyone, and so does the Chu family. Besides, Feng Mo himself is not at the mercy of others. If you don't believe it, the Hua family is welcome to use any means, and the Chu family will follow suit. At this time, Chu Yunjian, who was drinking tea at the side, said softly. His words were extremely firm, and he seemed to be planning to take action directly if they could not reach an agreement. Looking at the two people who were unable to get in, Hua Jingxiu couldn't help but feel a little angry. At this time, the robot on the side came over again and reported softly, "Master, there is a man calling himself Hua Yukin coming to visit outside the door." After hearing this, Chu Yunjian and Feng Mo looked at each other and then ordered, "Invite him in." At this time, Hua Jingxiu and Hua Jingxiu also looked at each other, with a touch of surprise in their eyes. This scene happened to be captured by Feng Mo, which was a bit interesting. Feng Mo looked at the door. The robot led an ordinary man who was not very tall and walked in. The reason why I say ordinary is because Hua Yukin is less than 1.8 meters tall and has a very ordinary face. He is the kind of person who would be unrecognizable when thrown into a crowd. He is simply not distinctive. Besides, there are very few such short people in the interstellar era. Ordinary. The height of all men is about 1.8 to 2 meters. Hua Yukin was very polite. After entering the door, he first placed the gift he was holding in the hands of the robot, and then said politely, "Yu Cheng has come to visit us unexpectedly. It's just a small gift. Please accept it. I'm here today because of my younger brother's affairs. Please show your respect to the Earl." The Hua family is willing to give the Earl the respect he deserves. He bowed slightly last night and then said he looked at Hua Jingxiu and Hua Bazi who were sitting beside them. The two of them seemed a little afraid of this ordinary man, and stood up one after another. When Hua Yukin sat down, he stood behind him, a man and a woman, like two door gods. When Feng Mo saw this, a look of solemnity flashed in his eyes. In the interstellar era, it was actually very open, but only a few families that had been passed down for thousands of years still followed the ancient rituals. Such people were very difficult to deal with. Senior, Hua just said that the Hua family has many means to deal with me. I wonder if Brother Yu Cheng also holds this attitude. If so, then there is no need to continue talking today, Feng Mo said with a cold tone in his words. Oh, is that really what you said? Hua Yukin chuckled, then glanced at Hua Jingxiu, who nodded cautiously and uttered two words. Slap. As soon as he finished speaking, Hua Jingxiu, An old woman over 800 years old, actually slapped her. This scene made Feng Mo even more unbelievable that Hu Yuking's status in China was so high. After 10 slaps, Hu Yuking waved his hand to Hu Jingxiu to stop, then looked at Feng Mo and said sincerely, "This matter is my brother's fault." Knowing that the Earl has been building ships on a large scale recently, the Hu family is willing to compensate the Earl for the raw materials of dark matter. 1 million tons each and 1 million tons of dark energy crystals. Can we just let this matter go? This is a great gift. 1 million tons of dark matter raw materials is enough to build another hurricane. Of course, these are not as good as the sentence about knowing Feng Mo's recent shipbuilding. It seems that the Hu family knows themselves very well. Ah. Don't. You deserve it. It's just a small apology. It's not worthy of such a big gift from the Hu family. If I'm not mistaken, your meager gift is not simple, right? Yunjian, open it and look at Yu Cheng. How about the small gift from brother? After hearing this, Chu Yunjian stood up and took the gift box from the robot, placed it on the table, opened the packaging on it, and revealed a squarely box. Feng Mo saw this and a glint flashed in his eyes. He was very familiar with this thing. Feng Mo opened the lead box that was specially used to hold star seeds, and the dazzling blue light illuminated the entire villa. He closed the lead box again, and the blue light disappeared. Feng Mo sighed, looked at Hu Yuking and said, T4 level interstellar energy seeds, plus 1 million tons each of dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals. Such a great gift is definitely not as simple as an apology. Or what do you or the Hu family behind it want? After hearing this, Hu Yuking smiled lightly and said, turn the war into jade and silk. Chapter 106 Biological Starship, turn conflicts into friendship, enemies into allies. This sentence made Feng Mo interested and asked, how to form an alliance? This is just a maiden gift. I heard that the Count has a Fenian starship trading company under his name. The Hu family abides by the rules and is willing to purchase 10% of the shares from the Count for 100 million star coins. In the future, all the voices made by the Hu family and the Huayao Empire will be. How about taking the Chu family as the main one? Hu Yuking said sincerely, as if he was afraid that Feng Mo and Chu Yunjian wouldn't believe it, so he continued to promise. Yu Cheng hereby guarantees that the Earl will spare his brother's life. He will never leave the Hu family's ancestral home for the rest of his life. He will not be allowed to leave the Hu family until technology advances in the future and the congenital defects are resolved. How about that? In fact, Feng Mo already had the answer in his heart. This is the interstellar era. Don't blame him for being cold, and don't blame him for being inhumane. In the face of interests, what is indifference, and what is humanity? Not only does Feng Mo think this is acceptable, but Chu Yunjian also found it acceptable. The Hu family's genes are defective, which is why Huaji is like this today. He has killed many people. Killing him alone can only be regarded as an advantage for him. Imprisoning him for life may be a different kind of torture. When Feng Mo becomes more powerful in the future, the Hu family will naturally secretly deal with the Huachong king. Don't underestimate any Wanian family. They won't take the death of several clan members at all. Brother Yuking, why did you choose me? Feng Mo asked simply. When the Hu family came to negotiate, Feng Mo thought about many consequences, including going to war if the negotiation broke down, and compensation after the negotiation was completed, etc. But I never thought that the Hu family would bet on him and choose to invest in Fenian Starship Trading Company instead of Fengshan Starship Design Company. This was very important. After hearing this, Hu Yuking smiled slightly and said, the reason why I invested in Fenian Starship Trading Company is to give you peace of mind for the Chu family and the Hu family. Once the genes of the ancestors of the Hu family were contaminated, and a starship design genius took the treasure to help the ancestors treat their injuries. Yuking has carefully studied the Earl's rise and found that everything you do has a purpose. The next goal should be the Demon Galaxy and then the founding of the country, right? Everyone worships the long-term victor. Success once is not important. What is important is that you can succeed every time. This has many factors. If you are an enemy of this kind of person, you can either concentrate all your efforts to kill him directly, or you can take the initiative to surrender and make friends, and you can still get benefits in the future. Am I right? Feng Mo understood it completely, and at the same time lamented the Hua family's way of survival, which must be the way of survival of most families. The situation in the Federation is very complicated. What Feng Mo can do is use himself as bait to disrupt the situation and gain an opportunity to take the lead. In this process, it is necessary to win over a group of people, suppress a group of people, and divide and reform. This is the right way. Since he obtained the Xinhuo system, if he cannot become a person who stirs up troubles, he might as well be a low-level commoner, farming and supporting his family. Okay, the Hua family is welcome to join, but there are some things that need to be made clear in advance. I know the Hua family's hard work, but I'd better do less things that are too outrageous, and keep a line in your behavior so that we can meet each other in the future. Feng Mo stood up and stretched out his right hand. Hua Yuking also stood up and held Feng Mo's right hand with both hands, shook it 3 times and said, "Don't worry, Earl. After Yu Cheng returns, he will definitely restrain his clan members and not let the Earl worry about them. The Hua family will be supporting the Earl in the future. The Earl will stay while Yu Cheng returns to the clan to report and take his leave. Walk slowly." Feng Mo and Chu Yunjian sent Hua Yuking and the others to the gate of the manor. They watched the 3 of them get on the speed car and then return to the villa. Feng Mo lay on Chu Yunjian's lap and closed his eyes to rest, while Chu Yunjian gently rubbed his lover's head, while whispering, "The Hua family has found the right leader. Hua Yuking is decisive in doing things, not procrastinating, and is organized and understands the rules. As long as his ability is not too bad, it is no problem for such a person to be a conservative king. If he is very capable, he can become a pioneer, the Lord of Expansion." After hearing this, Feng Mo hummed in agreement. Chu Yunjian's little hands were so soft, and it was very comfortable to stroke his head, which made Feng Mo feel sleepy. In the past 2 days, I have been focusing on how to deal with the Hua family, and I have forgotten that I have not received the mission reward yet. Temporary mission: destroy the New Humanity Church branch. Completed. Reward: 1,000 points. Feng Mo clicks to receive the reward. The reward is collected successfully and 1,000 points are obtained. In the next 7 days, Feng Mo borrowed the Chu family's interstellar shipyard and personally installed the auctioned Quasi-T 5-star destroyer cannon on the Hurricane. He then spent another 7 days accompanying Chu Yunjian's 3 daughters on a tour of the entire Huaiyao Prime. It has been almost a month since they came out. Feng Mo plans to return tomorrow, while Chu Yunjian stays in the Huaiyao Galaxy to continue running the Fenian Starship Trading Company to provide a steady stream of star coins for the development of Feng Mo's territory. The temporary separation of the two is for see you better together in the future. Both of them understood this truth. But when they were about to separate, there was too much reluctance between them. Tonight, Alan Kailin, who had a tacit understanding, did not show up. Feng Mo placed 2 red candles in the room and pulled Chu Yunjian. Had a candlelight dinner. During this period, the 2 of them chatted about their wonderful life in the future. When they had a good chat, they supplemented the fun with food and wine. Both of them drank a lot. With the bright moonlight and a little candlelight, the 2 people got closer and closer until they overlapped. Early next morning. While Chu Yunjian complained that Feng Mo had exerted too much force last night, which made it difficult for her to move today, he helped Feng Mo put on his combat uniform. After watching his lover walk out of the manor, Chu Yunjian sighed and returned to the bedroom alone. He had not slept all night, was exhausted and urgently needed a good sleep. Feng Mo took Hao, Kai Lan and the other 2 to Starport No. 1 by flying car. After boarding the Hurricane, he ordered to set sail amid the teasing of the 2 women. It didn't take a long time to return to the Storm Galaxy at the speed of the Hurricane, but it took a long time to queue up to pass the Stargate, which made Feng Mo more and more looking forward to the Stargate that belonged to the Storm Galaxy. He still needed to wait for 5 months. It might be because of this trip to the Huaiyao Galaxy that he saw the power of the T5 starship, felt the sky-high auction items, and saw treasures he had never seen before. Feng Mo knew that he was still a long way from the top of the Federation. After returning to the Storm Galaxy, He worked hard and went straight between the office and the interstellar dock every day. With the 100 million star coins given by Huyuking, Feng Mo made drastic changes and directly doubled the area of the starport, expanding the previous 6 docks to 12, and tripled the interstellar dock, and purchased many smart devices. Nowadays, the interstellar dock of Stormstar can build 5 T-4 starships at the same time. The expanded interstellar dock has reached full intelligence, and the speed of building starships is at least twice as fast as before. Feng Mo, who has a large dock, looked at the remaining 3,660 points in the mall, and thought that he already had 2 T-4 interstellar energy seeds, and the next starship design drawings had a redemption target. Drag the list of starship drawings in the mall to the T-4 level and check the biological starship. This kind of starship is similar to the Hive mothership seen on the front line. It has no hard shell, but has self-repairability. Moreover, the star shield of the biological starship is different from the traditional star shield. It is composed of biological magnetic fields, which is stronger than the traditional star shield, but the attack power may not be as strong as traditional weapons. However, this type of starship has an advantage that no starship has in areas with extremely large magnetic field fluctuations. It can be unaffected by magnetic field interference and the warp jammer developed by the Federation. It is invincible in the magnetic field zone. The beautiful scenery of the bridal chamber is painted on a good day, and I feel pity for the peerless people. The pretty pillow is full of spring colors, and the new clothes are taken off, and the desire is burning. The fallen red dots are white and beautiful, and the panting is full of love. The harmony of water and milk is old, and the combination of hardness and softness makes the truth come true. Excerpt from the library. Infringement can be deleted. Chapter 107 New Stormfleet. Feng Mo searched through all the T-4 level biological starships in the mall and found only 3 types. It seems that these types of special starships are very rare even in the mall. These 3 kinds of biological starships are actually one kind, but they have different models. They are interceptor type, armored type and assault type. After thinking for a moment, Feng Mo chose the T-4 interceptor interstellar biological ship. He deducted 2,500 points to redeem the design drawings. First, he took a look at the data of the biological starship T-4 interceptor interstellar biological ship. Armor strength, 300 units. Hull data, 1.5 km times 2 speed, 300 knots. Star speed warp engine, level 4 star shield energy, level 4 magnetic field, 100% weapons. T-4 biological electromagnetic gun times 12, T-4 electromagnetic torpedo catapult times 16. This type of biological ship is about the same size as a destroyer. It has only one tactical position. It destroys the jump line of enemy starships and can launch interceptor missiles that disrupt the enemy's attack. It can perfectly restrict the enemy's actions. The raw materials needed to build a biological starship are not just an interstellar energy seed, but also a large amount of biological raw materials. For example, memory metal, ancient trees with high energy, beasts with high biological energy, and even high-level gene warriors can do it. First of all, the interstellar energy seeds must be planted in the incubation pool, and then biological raw materials must be continuously invested to make them evolve continuously. As long as the raw materials are enough, the evolution speed is very fast. When the raw materials are sufficient, it only takes 1 month of incubation period. T-4 biology. The starship is ready to take shape. Moreover, this type of starship has the slightest possibility of evolution, and can evolve by devouring high-level biological energy. Of course, this requires huge investment, and ordinary lords cannot afford to support these 2 large devouring beasts. But these are not problems for Feng Mo. Chu Yunjian has prepared these biological raw materials for him. Now they have been transported to Yunjian's starport, waiting for him to send a carrier starship to take them away. 2 months later, in the office inside the base, Feng Mo was sitting on the captain's chair, with Huakin standing next to him and reporting. The first round of starships has been built, has been tested and tested correctly, and can be put into use. The Storm Fleet has been updated. All the eliminated starships, including the flagship Storm, will be given priority to the Explorer Fleet for use. The Models of Stormfleet starships are as follows. Flagship, a quasi-T5 Hurricane-class star battleship. Battlefleet, 12 T4 Kangaroo-class star destroyers, 48 T4 Shield-class interstellar frigates, 2 T4 Scorpion-class stealth bombers, 2 T4 Interceptor interstellar biological ships, 1 T3 Sea Lion-class interstellar aircraft carrier, and T3 Boxer. There are 2 T3 class interstellar bombers and 100 T3 Zircon class interstellar mechs. Logistics fleet, 5 T4 Furnace class interstellar industrial ships, 10 T3 Reindeer class interstellar carriers, and 10 T3 Red Creeper class interstellar supply ships. Total, 1 quasi-T5 flagship, 69 T4 starships, 23 T3 starships, and 100 T3 mechs. The report is complete. Please give instructions. Feng Mo nodded after hearing this. Today's Stormfleet can be called a quasi-T5 and T4 mixed small fleet. This fleet is already comparable to any Guardian fleet in the Imperial Marquis family. But these are not enough. It can only be said that it has the initial strength to collide with the Demon Galaxy. It will take some development time to completely crush it, but Feng Mo can't wait any longer. Starships can be built while fighting, but opportunities do not come often. But just when Feng Mo was thinking about when to start a war with the Demon Galaxy, an uninvited guest came to Storm Prime and insisted on seeing Feng Mo. In the base office, Feng Mo sat on the captain's chair, crossing his hands and looking calmly at the elegant man opposite. Feng Mo felt very uncomfortable as soon as this man entered the office. His temperament seemed elegant, but in fact it was full of violence, and he had a faint smell of blood. This kind of smell can only be experienced by people who have participated in massacres for a long time. The reason why Feng Mo decided to meet him in person was because the elegant man asked Toakin to carry the word alien. "What do you call me, sir? What do you want from me?" Feng Mo asked first. Meng, yeah, one of the bishops of the New Humanity Church, the most loyal believer of His Majesty the Great Pope. Feng Mo was shocked after hearing this. He was shocked that the bedbugs in the sewer dared to crawl out to find him. He didn't want to be so anxious if he wanted to die. He continued to ask with some fun, "Oh, then I wonder why the bishop comes here this time?" Meng Ya seemed to be very satisfied with Feng Mo's name for him. He smiled and said, "According to His Majesty the Pope's instruction, Count Feng Mo is invited to join the New Humanity Church and contribute to the co-construction of New Humanity. His Majesty the Pope promises that as long as Count Feng Mo joins, he can be directly named a bishop and be on an equal footing with me." After speaking, Meng Yao raised his head slightly, as if he didn't say it again, he would quickly accept the order and allow you to join the church, which is just like a reward from His Majesty the Pope. Feng Mo laughed out loud at this, waved his hands and said, I'm sorry, just keep talking. I'm a professional listener and I never laugh unless I can't help it, haha." Feng Mo really laughed. How stupid he is. He should not let the Earl of the Empire or the Lord of the Galaxy be the bishop of some kind of church, and then there must be a father on top to take care of you at all times. Who should be who in this game? Brainless. Meng Ya's face was livid at this time. He was very angry at Feng Mo's attitude. To make him equal to himself was already a huge kindness from the Pope to Meng Ya. However, Feng Mo didn't cherish it and even made fun of himself. It was really unforgivable. Thinking of the Pope's instructions when he came, Meng Qi suppressed his anger and continued to ask, "This is the Pope's will. Are you sure you want to refuse? Perhaps you don't know how powerful the New Human Church is. Have you thought about the consequences of offending the church?" Feng Mo finally stopped laughing after hearing this, and asked seriously, "Then I really want to hear how powerful the church you are talking about is?" Seeing Feng Mo's serious inquiry, Meng Qi was very satisfied, because he thought that as long as he talked about the power of the church, Feng Mo would be shocked and would definitely kneel down and beg Meng Qi to join the church. The New Human Church. The Pope is a quasi-T6 level gene warrior, and all the bishops under his command are quasi-T5 level gene warriors, and all of them can transform into divine beast warriors. The alien you are fighting is just a failure. Just as Meng Qi kept introducing the hugeness of the New Human Church to Feng Mo gave Huqin a look, and Huikin understood it immediately. After sending a few messages, he nodded to Feng Mo. I almost flipped over. It turns out that this bishop is actually a quasi-T5 level gene warrior. Fortunately, I didn't take the initiative. Feng Mo patted his chest with a palpitation and thought to himself. At this time, the bishop named Meng Qi was still talking about the strength of the new human meeting. Feng Mo couldn't help but interrupt. Okay, since the church is so powerful, what are the conditions for joining? Feng Mo deliberately asked to delay time. Since he came to me, he must have something to ask for. After joining the church, the entire storm galaxy will be the property of the church, and the billions of civilians in the galaxy will be the experimental subjects of the church. With the addition of these experimental subjects, at least 1,000-man T4 level gene warrior team can be developed to help you flatten the entire Xinghai Human Federation. Feng Mo couldn't listen to this anymore. This man was already insane. He was lucky enough to say that he used billions of people for experiments, and he also talked about plundering the storm galaxy so high-soundingly. About typos, the author is not a full-time author, and in order to get the book on the first day, all the manuscripts in reserve were used to make up for 200,000 words. After the book was put on the shelves, there were no manuscripts in reserve, so it was not easy to code 10,000 words in a limited time every day after get-off work, so there would be typos. I usually go through it the next morning and correct all the typos, so the reading experience of readers who work in the middle of the night is delayed. I want to say sorry here, just a simple apology, not crying. The author is doing well in real life, but he has no partner. The last sentence, I wish all the top brothers on a list to get rich every day. Chapter 108. Prepare for battle. Has anyone ever told you that if you pretend to be sexy, you will be struck by lightning? Do you really think they dare not kill you? What did you say? Meng, who was still impassioned, was obviously stunned by Feng Mo's words. He seemed not to believe that Feng Mo would change like this, and even asked stupidly. After reacting, Meng's elegant and slightly fanatical face flushed red, and he said angrily, "How dare you insult the bishop of the church? Do you know how much of a crime this is? If you don't want to become an experimental subject of the church, just kneel down and beg for mercy." Feng Mo looked at the idiot in front of him who had been completely brainwashed by the church. The corners of his mouth twitched slightly. He had no reason to talk to such a person anymore. He calmly looked at Huikin aside again. After nodding in affirmation, Feng Mo straight into the face. Little, why? Prepare the ion laser cannon. Possessed by the T3 Black Brilliance battle armor, he directly took out the most powerful weapon, the ion laser cannon, without any nonsense. At the same time, the walls around the office collapsed at the same time, and a large number of T3 Zircon-class interstellar mechas appeared outside. A black shadow that covered the sky shrouded the entire base, and the hurricane appeared above the base. At this time, Meng was stunned when he saw the sudden appearance of many starships and mechas. It was only then that he realized that Feng Mo had consulted the church for information and had the intention of joining the church. The show was for him. His real motive was to kill himself. Meng, who knew he was doomed today, roared, and his body instantly expanded, turning into a giant with the head of an orangutan, the back of a tiger, waist of a bear, tiger claws, wings on the back, and a height of 5 meters. Monster. After the transformation, Meng stared at Feng Mo with his big blood-red eyes, exuding bloodthirsty killing intent, but before he could make any move, the cannon in Feng Mo's hand had already been charged. Holding a huge hand cannon with a diameter of 130 millimeters in both hands, the radar self-aiming system locked onto the giant thing in front of him, Feng Mo immediately pulled the trigger, and a light blue light shot out. Feng Mo didn't care about the effect of this shot. Facing a T5 level genetic warrior and a terrifying existence that fused multiple beast genes, Feng Mo was somewhat unconfident. He activated the leg thrusters and picked up Huikin beside him, flying directly into the sky. At this time, Meng faced the attack of the ion beam and did not dodge. A large amount of metallic liquid appeared on the surface of his body. He actually also had a combat armor, but it was T2 level. However, this was enough to help him withstand a blow from the ion laser cannon. When Meng crossed his arms, It was obvious that he was ready to bear it. Boom. A huge explosion sounded, and the huge impact blew away many building debris around it, causing a lot of dust. After the smoke and dust dissipated, a huge monster appeared in people's eyes. Feng Mo was a little surprised. He didn't expect Mengyu's the physical strength is so high. At this time, the upper body of Mengyu's combat armor was completely shattered, and his arms were covered in a large amount of purple blood. It was visually estimated that these tiger arms would not be used in a short time, but Feng Mo would not give him time to continue using them. Just when Mengyu revealed his figure, the giant laser guns in the hands of 30 interstellar mechas had already taken aim. Emission. Following the order of Feng Mo's bodyguard Captain Feng Tanyu, 30 beams of light directly killed the monster mercilessly, and even the corpse was blasted into pieces. The matter was resolved in such an anticlimactic manner. This kind of alien species looks very strong, but it is actually very strong. It is just that it is very weak compared to starship mechas, but compared to ordinary genetic warriors, it is overwhelmingly strong. It's a pity that this is the interstellar age. No matter how strong a person is, can't he withstand the Star Destroyer cannon? It's simply impossible. The reason why humans are keen to become genetic warriors is because of their long lifespan and certain means of self-preservation. After the episode, Feng Mo moved the base to the expanded starport. The office building here was temporarily requisitioned by Feng Mo. As for the previous fortress-like base, since it was demolished, it should be completely demolished and rebuilt. Feng Mo immediately dialed Chu Yunjian's video call. After the video was connected, Chu Yunjian was wearing smart clothes and sitting on an office chair. In front of him was a holographic screen, which recorded a lot of things that needed to be approved. Feng Mo didn't talk too much. He just expressed his feelings of missing him and told what happened just now. After hearing this, Chu Yunjian said, "The Federation has launched a comprehensive investigation into the New Humanity Church. The Chu family is also aware of many internal information. The church headquarters has not been found so far. The Federation speculates that the New Humanity Church's headquarters is not within the Federation's sphere of influence. The most likely possibility is that deep in the Chaos Star Sea. Currently we don't know what other terrifying abilities the New Humanity Church has besides transformation experiments, but if it can survive in the depths of the chaotic Star Sea, it will at least have a T4 fleet. So, you have to be careful. The Chu family fleet can do it if necessary. Go to Storm Galaxy for support at any time." After hearing this, Feng Mo smiled and nodded. As the Storm fleet has been updated, Feng Mo is no longer afraid of challenges. Of course, as long as the enemy does not have T5 starships, everything will be easy. It just so happens that the quasi-T5 destroyer on the Hurricane the Star Cannon has not been used since it was installed, and Feng Mo also wanted to see its power. After hanging up the video, Feng Mo leaned back on the chair and slowly closed his eyes. Upon seeing this, Huaqian quietly came behind Feng Mo and pressed Feng Mo's brain with a pair of small hands. Feng Mo snorted comfortably. At this time, he was thinking about how to move the Demon Lord's fleet out of the Demon Galaxy. This required a bait. However, after the last incident of slaves being hacked, the Demon Lord became more and more careful about this matter. "I'm afraid it won't be easy." "Huaqian, what do you think is the way to get someone to step out of his comfort zone?" Feng Mo's sudden voice startled Huaqian, who was having a massage. After calming down, he said seriously, "Commander, Huaqian doesn't know either, but we can think about what that person lacks." Huaqian's words enlightened Feng Mo. Yes, what did the Demon Lord lack? He lacked the design drawings of the quasi-T5 starship, the raw materials of dark matter, and the crystals of dark energy. Feng Mo suddenly understood. These three things could lure him out. Even if he doubted himself and dared not take risks easily, he would send a fleet out to explore. This was what Feng Mo wanted. Using the raw materials of treasures as bait, he could lure the Demon Lord into the trap, and then set up an ambush. He only needed to continuously weaken the strength of the Demon Galaxy fleet. With this, Feng Mo would have the opportunity to launch a full-scale attack. "Huaqian, notify Alyssa to build 2 more T4 Scorpions as soon as possible, and have the Chen family send the required raw materials as soon as possible." Yes. If you want to fight an ambush, the T-4 Scorpion-class stealth bomber is indispensable. With 4 T-4 Scorpions, the ammunition can be poured at the same time. At least 3 to 5 times the same class starships can be destroyed, which is a powerful weapon for ambush. But the same consumption of ammunition is too terrifying. Even for Feng Mo's worth, building 4 ships is already the limit. Once the cannon is fired, it will be a lot of gold, and he has 2 gold-eating beasts. Feng Mo already has a plan for the Demon Galaxy in his mind. After all, the Demon Galaxy is far away in the Chaos Star Sea and cannot be directly contacted with the Federation. It also needs to go through a third party to inquire about intelligence. The specialty of the Demon Galaxy is slaves, a large number of slaves. And what does the Storm Galaxy lack? A large population, which forms a closed loop. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 109 Plans for the Demon Galaxy. So Feng Mo's plan is to trade with the Demon Galaxy in large quantities through slave traders to gain confidence. Then he will accidentally reveal the news that he has 2 kinds of raw materials, and slowly lure the Demon Lord into the trap. It would be best if he could fish it out. If that doesn't work, he should also set a remote trading location for Feng Mo to ambush and rob the Lord. Of course, Feng Mo has already found the person to execute the plan. After all, he is not just a network expert. A huge factory building on the main star of Auckland, where a large number of slaves live. These have been traded and are waiting for buyers to take them away. As a not-so-small slave company, Lazy's daily routine is to drink tea, contact old customers, and recommend high-quality slaves to them. In the past 2 years, she has started to thrive because she hooked up with an interstellar lord. This powerful lord left a lot of legends in the Snow Eagle Empire. He is Feng Mo, the Lord of the Storm Galaxy. The reason why Lazy was able to start a 2-year slave trade cooperation with the Storm Galaxy was because she was favored by the commander of the Storm Fleet, L. This matter started 2 years ago when Feng Mo asked L to go to Auckland to buy a large number of people. When L arrived at the main star of Auckland, he released a large number of bidding information through the Star Network space, and Lazy's slave company was one of the bidding companies. The reason why Lazy was selected was entirely because L did not want to have too much communication with other men. Her body and mind were all on Feng Mo. It happened that there was only one woman, Lazy, at the bidding meeting that day, so L did not need to select at all and directly announced that Lazy's bidding was successful. In the next 2 years, Lazy made a lot of money by continuously transporting a large number of slaves to the Storm Galaxy. The company was getting bigger and bigger, and she was also well known in the slave industry. Of course, Lazy's reputation was too big, and everyone in the slave circle knew that she was following Feng Mo, so she did not need to contact the Demon Lord in the name of the company. She only needed one of her inconspicuous female subordinates, Jasmine, to go out independently, and Lazy could control it behind the scenes. Lazy couldn't refuse Feng Mo's request, nor did he have the power to refuse, so the plan was launched. In the next month, Jasmine contacted the Demon Galaxy twice, and the total purchase amount reached 30 million slaves. This purchase amount was just right, just stuck in the top 10 of the total number of slave traders trading with the Demon Galaxy. This position will attract attention, but not too much attention, and Jasmine is very proficient in the art of seduction, which may be related to the industry she was engaged in before. Jasmine can always easily tease the other party's mind. Even Feng Mo has to sigh that Lazy has picked up a treasure. Commander, the plan is going smoothly. Jasmine has successfully talked to Sai Lund, who is in charge of slave trading in the Demon Galaxy, and inadvertently revealed that her boss behind the scenes has a batch of dark matter raw materials that need to be disposed of. Sai Lund also wanted to ask about the news of dark matter raw materials, but Jasmine passed it over. I believe it is enough to arouse their curiosity. What we have to do now is to wait patiently and see when the Demon Galaxy will take the bait. Feng Mo was very satisfied. In just 1 month, 1/3 of the plan has been completed. You are very good. Air didn't make a mistake in choosing you. Your subordinate Jasmine is also very capable and has excellent control ability. She is a talent. Feng Mo's praise made the two women on the other side of the video overjoyed. This is the high and mighty Earl Feng Mo, the Lord of the Storm Galaxy. It is a great honor for him to personally praise them. Feng Mo will not be stingy with his praise, because he knows very well that for people of lower level than him, what he needs is to paint a big cake. Frequently praising his subordinates is conducive to improving their subjective initiative. Sure enough, only half a month later, Lazy called again via video. After the video was connected, Lazy said in surprise, "Commander, the plan was successful." Jasmine had a video call with Cylund this morning to purchase goods. During the process, Cylund was always asking about the dark matter raw materials. Jasmine pretended to lose patience when being questioned, and told the whole story, and emphasized that there was only one T3 starship full of dark matter raw materials to be processed. Although Cylund had doubts, he would not miss this opportunity. Report to the Demon Lord Lawrence. The two parties agreed to trade in the interstellar space connecting the U4 galaxy and the U5 galaxy in 7 days. At this time, in the palace of the Demon Main Star, Cylund was reporting to Lawrence. "My lord, this slave trader has traded with us 3 times, totaling 45 million slaves. He is quite powerful. As for the dark matter raw materials, he accidentally let it slip during the second transaction and was heard by my subordinates. My subordinates ignored it during the period. During the third transaction, I learned from my subordinates that the owner behind him had a batch of dark matter raw materials that needed to be dealt with. But the Federation has been very strict in this regard recently, resulting in a backlog of all the dark matter raw materials and unable to trade internally. My subordinates think this is a good opportunity. Please consider it, my lord." Lawrence nodded after listening. There was nothing wrong with the course of events, but it was precisely the fact that there was no problem that was the biggest problem. He had to be cautious. After all, it had not been a year since he was pitted by the hateful Feng Mo. "The transaction is okay, and you will lead the team to trade. This matter must be carried out in secret. After successfully retrieving the raw materials, you must secretly build a quasi-T5 starship, so that you can catch the opponent off guard." Lawrence's reasons were very good, and Thran believed in Jasmine's words, so he didn't think much about it and happily went. Lawrence was once bitten by a snake and was afraid of well ropes for 10 years. What's more, after he learned from Mr. Kiao last time that Feng Mo was about to build a T4 fleet, the Demon Lord immediately ordered that the 2 T4s on the front line be mobilized. The entire fleet returned to defense, turning the entire demonic galaxy into an iron barrel. 7 days later, the main control room of the Hurricane. Feng Mo sat on the captain's chair, followed by Huaquin and Kailan. "Commander, 4 T4 tail scorpions were ambushed at the transaction coordinates in advance under the command of the Mellow Sisters." Commander Al took Lazy's T3 interstellar carrier to personally participate in the transaction. Feng Mo nodded after hearing this. Originally, he didn't want Al to risk the trading position in person, but Al said that she wanted to personally watch the Demon Galaxy be destroyed bit by bit. Feng Mo refused to say goodbye just for this request alone. Besides, this time the plan is well planned, the risk factor is very low, and there is almost no danger. At this time, in the intergalactic space connecting the U4 galaxy and the U5 galaxy, Al led a T3 and T2 mixed fleet to park at the trading position. This was the burial place specially prepared by Al for the Demon Galaxy fleet. Because this is right on the edge of an asteroid belt, 2 T4 interstellar biological ships have already hidden their traces in the asteroid belt, while 4 T4 tail scorpions are hiding not far from the fleet, waiting for fighters. After this arrangement, they were lucky not to lose 20 T4 starships in one round of attack, and the storm fleet led by Feng Mo was parked at the edge of the T4 tail scorpion radar detection, where the enemy fleet's radar was just right not detectable. At this time, Al was wearing a black combat uniform and no mask. The reason for this was to tell the enemies in the Demon Galaxy that L-Plan was back. Chapter 110 Hunting Time. Lord Ao. The radar detected an unknown fleet ahead. The video connection is being established. The radar scan is complete. The fleet's information is as follows. 42 T-4 starships, 130 T-3 starships, including 1 battleship, 1 aircraft carrier starship, 8 destroyers, and 32 frigates. The remaining T-3 starships are not counted. The video connection was successful, and Al's charming face appeared in the video of the demon fleet, causing everyone to exclaim. Many people present had experienced Al's rebellion 6 years ago. This young female general led a T-3 fleet to destroy 8 T-4 starships in the Demon Galaxy with a battle loss ratio of 17-1. This battle loss ratio is generally only achieved by top starship commanders, and it also requires a certain amount of luck. It was that battle. Although Al was defeated and fled, her command ability will always remain in the hearts of the crew members who experienced that battle, especially Silund, who was a T-4 captain who experienced that battle. Because of his outstanding performance, he was later promoted to deputy commander. L-Plan. You're still alive. You're still alive. You betrayed the Lord and ignored the Lord's care for the succubi. You are the sinner of the entire Demon Galaxy. Silund roared loudly, as if he saw the scene that day when El commanded the fleet to play with him at will. El just sneered after hearing it. Silund. Does Lawrence take care of the succubi? How many women in our tribe are there for him to play with? When he got tired of playing, he even traded our women away. Shouldn't El rebel against this kind of oppression? El is not the center of the Demon Galaxy. El is the succubus who destroyed the Demon Galaxy. You lied to me. You are not here to trade today. You are here to seek revenge. It must be. But El, what are you doing to seek revenge? Just relying on the T-3 fleet you are leading now? Let me see. There are still T-2 starships, which are not broken at all. Haha. Siren laughed, as if to dissipate all the fears he had experienced with his laughter. El remained calm. She had been waiting for this day for a long time. Commander, the action begins, El said in a cold tone, and her words seemed to contain endless hatred. Yes, dear succubus queen, Feng Mo replied mischievously. He knew El's hatred for the Demon Lord, so all he could do was to help El take revenge as much as possible, just like the conditions he promised her at the beginning. When he rises in the future, he will definitely raise troops to flatten the Demon Galaxy. Now Feng Mo has the qualifications and strength to tell El that the Storm Galaxy is her solid backing. Perform to your heart's content, succubus queen. As soon as Al finished speaking, the Mellow sisters who received the news could no longer hold back their killing intent and ordered, T-4 Scorpion, pour all the ammunition at once, target all the T-4 starships of the enemy fleet. Cover the entire area with artillery fire, and fire. At this time, when the fleet led by Silund arrived at the designated coordinates, the 4 T-4 Scorpion-class stealth bombers successfully lurked in the best artillery position of the enemy fleet. For this reason, Al was specially notified to say a few more words to delay the time. At the same time, the 2 biological starships also moved at this time, sailing out of the asteroid belt. They did not attack the enemy fleet first, but came to the position of Al's flagship to guard. This was an order issued by Feng Mo to give priority to protecting Al's safety. With the order of the Mellow sisters, all the weapons of the 4 T-4 Scorpion were released. Hundreds of shock missiles first bombarded the star shield of the enemy fleet, followed by hundreds of proton torpedoes that directly smashed the star shield. Next, kinetic beam missiles broke through the ship's armor, antimatter annihilation missiles destroyed the starship, and finally a pulse torpedo finished it off. The series of firepower poured out smoothly, and it was obvious that this was not the first time. When the 4 T-4 Scorpions poured out their firepower, a series of alarms sounded in the main control room of the flagship where Silund was riding. Alarm! All T-4 starships in the fleet have been locked by the enemy. The star shield is turned on at maximum power. The close-range rapid-fire guns intercept the enemy fleet's attack. Please give instructions, Commander. 3 consecutive red light alarms made Cylund at a loss for a while. He had never fought against this kind of T-4 class stealth bomber, so he didn't know how to defend it. Moreover, the Starship intelligence system had done everything it could. Even if you asked him to give instructions, he couldn't give any instructions. It was too late to react at this time. The attack of the enemy starship was imminent. Any reaction would be futile. Let's get through this wave of attacks first. Boom, boom, boom. The star shields of countless starships of the Demon Fleet were shattered, and then the sound of the hull armor being shattered was transmitted to the main control room. Countless crew members were directly thrown away by the huge impact force under the coverage of artillery fire, and all the hatches in the starships flashed red alarm lights. A series of fiery explosions emerged in this universe, illuminating the originally dark universe. Since the 4 T-4 Scorpions locked all the T-4 starships of the enemy fleet and did not carry out specific attacks, the T-4 Vulture-class interstellar battleship that Cylund was riding barely survived with the characteristics of thick shields and thick armor. Alarm! The star shield energy is exhausted. It has been broken. Alarm! The armor on the port side of the hull was pierced in 3 places, and the 13 cabins near the port side were urgently blocked. Alarm! The armor on the starboard side of the hull was pierced in 4 places, and the 17 cabins near the starboard side were urgently blocked. Alarm! The main and secondary guns on the bow are all broken. Please give instructions. Instructions, instructions, instructions. Cylund had no time to give instructions now. He quickly looked at the radar image on the main console. He could clearly see that the 42 light spots that originally belonged to the T-4 starships had now turned gray to 33, which meant that 33 T-4 starships were directly destroyed under the round of fire from the enemy's 4 T-4 stealth bombers. With such huge casualties, Cylund had already thought of the punishment that the Lord would give him after he returned to the Demon Galaxy, and he would die to apologize. But now was not the time to think about these. If Cylund wanted to be punished, he had to be able to go back. Check the engine power system, Cylund ordered. The power system is normal and can enter the navigation mode at any time. Then, why don't you run quickly? What are you waiting for? Cylund roared and shouted. As for the remaining T-4 starships and a large number of T-3 starships, he could not care about them. He had to save his life first. Feng Mo, who was watching from a distance, couldn't help but smile at Cylund's actions. The flagship ran away in the face of the enemy. This was big news. Feng Mo had experienced so many wars, but he had never seen a flagship abandon the fleet and run away directly. Prepare the Quasi-T5 class Star Destroyer cannon and target the enemy flagship. It's a good time to test the power of this Quasi-T5 class cannon. 2 T3 Boxers will fire 3 rounds of interstellar missiles, targeting the enemy's T3 fleet. All T4 starships will be surrounded and hunted. They must be completely destroyed without leaving a single survivor. Feng Mo gave the order directly. Yes. Chapter 111. Beat the Fallen Dog. The Storm Fleet is all too familiar with this kind of Star Wars that beats the fallen dog. Feng Mo engraved his slogan Big Family, Big Business, Big Expense on the wall of the base for all the captains to remember. The Storm Galaxy is very poor, so when cleaning the battlefield, you must not let go of anything valuable, and you must resolutely implement the commander's orders. The Quasi-T5 Star Destroyer cannon has been charged. Please give instructions. Launch. Feng Mo gave the order, and the orange ball of light instantly turned into a dazzling beam of light, locked on the enemy's flagship and shot out instantly. The beam instantly passed through the enemy's flagship, directly piercing it. Under such a terrible attack, everything the beam passed through would be turned into nothingness. The wound on the enemy's flagship would appear charred black, triggering a secondary explosion that would destroy the entire. The starship instantly exploded into pieces. Seeing this scene, Feng Mo nodded. The power was not bad. It could basically hit an ordinary T-4 starship with one shot, but a battleship with thick shields and armor would probably be able to hit it with one shot. If you want to, the destruction power is still a little worse. After all, it is not a real Star Destroyer cannon. However, it is still sufficient for hitting some micro-asteroids. To sum up, I am still very satisfied. Now this hurricane is enough to bear the title of the strongest starship below T5. The entire Star Wars only lasted less than 2 hours before it was declared over. Under the pursuit and interception of the Storm Fleet, the enemy fleet was completely wiped out, including 4 T2 T4 starships. Coupled with the fleet that had been annihilated before, a small T4 fleet had been lost in Feng Mo's hands unknowingly. Lawrence must have been very angry when he found out. Feng Mo was indeed right. Before his death, Slund dialed the Demon Lord's video communication. He watched the T4 Vulture-class star battleship being blasted to pieces by Feng Mo's hurricane. Lawrence was so angry at this scene that his blood pressure skyrocketed. He no longer cared about his image as a lord. He stood up, smashed things, and cursed loudly. Slender delivered a message to him before he died. The reason why Feng Mo's Storm Galaxy was so targeted at the Demon Galaxy was because of the existence of Outplan. He failed to assassinate Feng Mo last time. He didn't expect that it would leave such a big hidden danger. 2 waves were trapped, and 1 was directly trapped. Small T4 fleet. Nowadays, there are less than 300 T4 starships and less than 2,000 T3 starships in the entire Devil Galaxy. Although this is still a huge force, the successive losses have made Lawrence more cautious. After all, the longer he lives, the more he fears death. In desperation, he could only dial Mr. Kiao's video communication again. After the video was connected, Lawrence had directly dumped the video of Slund before his death to Mr. Kiao without any further words and said, "Find a way to kill Feng Mo. I know you can do it. If Feng Mo doesn't die, the Devil Galaxy will never have peace. If one day the regime of Devil Galaxy is threatened, the video of your transaction with me will be spread throughout the Star Sea Human Federation." Faced with Lawrence's threat, Mr. Kiao was very helpless. How could this man be the same as the Bei family back then? He only knew threats. This was really irritating, but looking at Lawrence's red eyes, Mr. Kiao wisely chose not to refute him. Lawrence was irrational at this time and could only comfort him softly. The Kiao family and the USE are feuding, and Feng Mo was supported by the USE. After all, the Kiao family also wants to kill him. But there is no other way for the time being. Feng Mo will not go out of the Storm Galaxy and think about it within his sphere of influence. It's almost impossible to kill it. Unexpectedly, Lawrence's eyes lit up after hearing this, and he quickly asked, "What you mean is to lure Feng Mo out of the Storm Galaxy, and then concentrate on annihilating the Storm Fleet. However, the power of the Demon Galaxy alone is still not enough, so we need the help of the Kiao family." After hearing this, Mr. Kiao thought for a moment and said, "I can't give you a final answer on this matter. You know, although I have a high status in the Kiao family, I can't directly order the fleet to do things. I need to ask the head of the family for instructions." After hearing this, Lawrence thought it was right. After all, the other party was just a butler, and the real person in charge must be the head of the family behind it. But what he didn't expect was that if the head of the family hadn't agreed in advance, a housekeeper would dare to trade with you for the T5 starship design drawings. After Mr. Kiao hung up the video, he stood up, bowed slightly to the seat of honor and said, "Master, do you need to think again about Feng Mo? After all, his current relationship with the USE is not close. It would be terrible to offend Feng Mo, but the Chu family and the Hua family behind him are not vegetarians." Sitting in the main seat is a middle-aged man wearing a Confucian shirt. This man has a Chinese character face and sits in a very standard manner. Just looking at his momentum, he has a feeling of calmness and authority. After hearing this, the head of the Kiao family did not answer, but said to himself, "Old Kiao, you have been with me all your life. There is a kind of person who is born to be the protagonist. Along the way, even if he encounters ups and downs, dangers or even threats to his life, he will. There are noble people to help you at critical moments. This kind of person is very scary. If you want to deal with this kind of person, you either don't offend him and take the initiative to surrender. But as long as you offend him even a little bit, you have to go all out to crush him to death so that he can never stand up. Go ahead and do the work." With the Kiao family's emblem, there will be a T4 fleet at your disposal. Do it yourself. If you want to live, you will see people, and if you die, you will see corpses. After hearing this, Mr. Kiao bowed slightly and said, I understand, Master, and things will definitely succeed. Please wait for the good news, Master. After speaking, he put away the clan emblem on the table with both hands, carefully put it in his pocket, walked out of the study quietly, and slowly closed the door. After walking out of the study, old Kiao resumed his previous strategizing posture and called Lawrence's video call again. After the call was connected, he said directly, it has been agreed that the Kiao family will send a T4 fleet to fight the Storm Fleet with the Demon Galaxy to help you kill Feng Mo, and I will personally lead the team there. See you in the Demon Galaxy. After saying that, he hung up the video without waiting for Lawrence to speak. Old Kiao's behavior was very rude, but it was also a kind of strategy. A team can only have one voice, and old Kiao wanted to be the one who spoke. At this time, Feng Mo was thinking about how to weaken the strength of the Demon Galaxy again. He thought of several methods, but all of them were rejected by him. They were either unsafe or very dangerous. This also made Feng Mo a little helpless. At this time, Al, who had cleaned up the battlefield, returned to the Hurricane. As soon as he entered the main control room, Al couldn't wait to throw himself into Feng Mo's arms. Feng Mo chuckled at this. It was because of what he said just now, the succubus queen, that the always formal and strong air showed a little girl's mentality. However, Feng Mo also knew how depressed Hare had been in these years, so he felt sorry for her. Think about it with me, how to continue to weaken the Demon Galaxy until we have the opportunity to fight a decisive battle. Chapter 112 The beginning of the turmoil. While Feng Mo and Ao were racking their brains to weaken the power of the demonic galaxy, far away in the buffer zone between the eastern part of the Federation and the interstellar orcs, there were several planets where humans and orcs coexisted in just 3 months. Among them, only the orcs were slaughtered. This made the interstellar orcs furious, and sent starships to massacre all humans on 3 planets. The next step is that you kill me today, and I will kill you tomorrow. There is already a lot of friction between the 2 races, plus what they have just experienced before. It is normal for a war to start again. November 7th, Federation Calendar 7494. The Eastern Theater issued a combat order to launch a full-scale war against the interstellar orcs. The 5 Eastern Empires mobilized and invited people of insight to join the battlefield and fight against the aliens with the military. And because the human race is at war with the orcs again, the orcs in the Federation have once again become the object of suspicion. The orcs are stuck between the humans and the orcs. Jubaiji is really looking in the mirror, and he is not human inside and out. Feng Mo, who was far away in the Storm Galaxy, also took action. Taking advantage of the renewed war between the humans and the orcs, Marrow and other orcs entered the Star Network space to recruit a large number of orcs to work in the Storm Galaxy. As long as you are willing to come, we will first pay you travel expenses, and at the same time increase your salary by 5% to 10% compared to the job salary in the market. We will also provide you with a house and a car on site with a 30-year contract, and provide you with settlement allowance, so that you can work with peace of mind. No worries about food and clothing. In this way, taking advantage of the good treatment policy of the Storm Galaxy, it attracted a large number of orcs to move westward, attracting a total of nearly 500 million people in just 6 months. At the same time, Feng Mo, who had not yet come up with an idea to weaken the Demon Galaxy, went directly to the second round, build ships in large quantities. The second round of large-scale shipbuilding is mainly for the expansion of the Storm Fleet, which will expand the destroyers to 20, the frigates to 60, and build 2 T4 Hurricane-class star battleships as the flagships of the Explorer Fleet and the Elf Fleet. The other is to build a large number of interstellar carriers. Starships with this type of function are very useful. With the increase of resource planets under Feng Mo, interstellar carriers are gradually becoming insufficient. This time, it is expected to expand to 100 T3 Reindeer-class interstellar carriers. Among them, all the raw materials needed to build the starship were given to the Chen family, and Feng Mo exchanged them for T2, T1 and other raw materials. In addition, Feng Mo built schools aggressively in the past 6 months, building 100,000 schools in the Storm Prime and White Elm stars. There are schools ranging from primary school to university. And through the relationship between the Hua Yao Chu family and the Yunshan Wang family, a large number of elite teachers were recruited to establish the first military university in the entire Storm Galaxy. When its construction was completed, Feng Mo personally participated in the ribbon-cutting event. It can be said that Feng Mo has not stepped out of the Storm Galaxy in the past 6 months, which left Qiao Lao and Lawrence at a loss as they wanted to use strategies to lure Feng Mo out of the Storm Galaxy. And in the past 6 months, there is also great news. It took 2.5 years to build the T4 level Stargate. This Stargate can directly reach any galaxy in the entire Federation. But this Stargate is not currently owned by in the Storm Galaxy. It truly belongs to the Star-Sea Human Federation, and the fleet guarding the Stargate is a T4 fleet sent by the military. Fortunately, Feng Mo's territory has another income, which is the share of using the Stargate. Federal regulations stipulate that the Galaxy Lord who builds a Stargate has 30% of the dividend rights of the entire Stargate, but has no jurisdiction. 1 share per year, and will never be in arrears. May 13, Federation Calendar 7495. On this day, the interstellar Zerg in the north attacked Xuanwu Fortress on a large scale. The 4 empires in the northern theater entered the first level of combat preparation. Even Feng Mo entrusted Fenian Starship Trading Company to donate a T3 small fleet to the Yunshan Empire. May 22, Federation Calendar 7495. On this day, the interstellar machine race in the south carried out small-scale harassment at the border. The 3 major empires in the southern theater entered the second level of combat preparation and stationed troops in the interstellar fortress, ready to start a war with the interstellar machine race at any time. In the past 2 years, the entire Federation has been in great chaos. It feels like a storm is coming. There are 3 major foreign enemies from the outside who have invaded, and there are many churches that have emerged internally. The resurgent New Humanity Church has been carrying out large-scale sabotage operations on the life planets of the major empires since last year. Fortunately, the Federation responded in time and carried out large-scale suppression. But this kind of church is like a gangrene attached to the bones. When it is not transformed, it is an ordinary federal citizen. Once it transforms, it disowns all its relatives and kills a large number of its own compatriots. In short, the past 2 years can be called the beginning of turmoil, while Feng Mo is content to hide in the Storm Galaxy and seek development. Now the entire galaxy has a population of more than 3 billion, complete infrastructure, and has a T4 Stargate and a T4 fleet. No worse than the General Imperial Duke family. It was time to consider matters in the Demon Galaxy. Feng Mo once again put this matter on the table. This time, in order to brainstorm ideas, he personally called Chu Yunjian over from the Huaiyao Galaxy. The two were entangled to death for 3 full days. During these 3 days, Feng Mo's range of activities was the 8-meter-long bed in the bedroom. Finally, on the 4th day, Feng Mo took Kai Lan and Chu Yun came to the office and called sisters Feng Tanyi, Celia and Milo together. Feng Mo said to the 7 people, Devil Galaxy is already the mortal enemy of Storm Galaxy. In the past 6 months, Al led the fleet to destroy a large number of Devil Galaxy's spy starships in intergalactic space. It's time to put an end to it. Before Feng Mo could finish speaking, a beeping sound sounded from the smart terminal, which was a video communication request from Hu Yukon. After Feng Mo connected to the video, Hu Yukon took the lead and said, Count Feng Mo, who has been missing for half a year but still looks good, learned that the Count wanted to start a war with the Demon Galaxy. In the past 6 months, Yu Cheng used the Imperial Intelligence Department to send a large number of spies to infiltrate the Demon Galaxy, and finally got a crucial piece of news. After hearing this, Feng Mo became interested and urged, Brother Yu Cheng, please tell me. The Qiao family secretly dispatched a T4 fleet to the Demon Galaxy half a year ago. The chief steward of the Qiao family is now in the Demon Galaxy. The 2 families have joined forces to come up with a plan to lure the Count out of the Storm Galaxy, so as to concentrate their efforts on attacking the Storm Fleet, with intent to kill the Count. It's a good idea to lure me out of the storm galaxy and attack them in groups. Why not use the trick? Feng Mo murmured to himself. Everyone present is not stupid, so they can naturally understand what Feng Mo means. Hua Yukong continued, Earl, Yu Cheng also means this. For this reason, the Hua family is willing to send a T4 fleet, plus the Storm Fleet and the Chu family fleet, which is enough to completely defeat the entire Demon Galaxy. Compared with a small galaxy like the Storm Galaxy, which occupies 7, the Demon Galaxy of the Living Planet is undoubtedly more suitable for the Count to establish his country. Hua Yukong's words at this time were undoubtedly a welcome relief for Feng Mo. They were so timely. Otherwise it might have taken a long time for Feng Mo to destroy the Demon Galaxy. Chapter 113 The Willing Ones Take the Bait. After hanging up the video, Feng Mo immediately ordered everyone. The Storm Galaxy enters the first level of combat readiness. Increase the frequency of searching the intergalactic space, and if there are any spy starships, no warning is needed. They will all be destroyed. In the next week, Feng Mo made a lot of deployments, sending 4 T4 tail scorpions to perform secret missions. At the same time, an important message came from the intelligence department. Commander, the intelligence department has received news that in 3 days, the slave caravan in the intergalactic space where the U5 galaxy and the Demon Galaxy meet will trade slaves with the Demon Galaxy. It is said that the transaction involves a population of up to 200 million. Feng Mo nodded after hearing this. It was a good reason. Knowing that the Storm Galaxy lacked population and that he would definitely go to rob and kill, turning that intergalactic space into Feng Mo's grave was a good idea. But all this has been seen through, so that intergalactic space can only become the grave of the two of you. Huaken, notify the intelligence department to continue to find out the transaction coordinates. The Storm Fleet will set sail in 3 days. Yes. Huaken responded and turned to leave the office. Feng Mo dialed 2 video communications at the same time. The 3 of them secretly discussed for nearly an hour before Feng Mo hung up the video with satisfaction. 3 days later. Hurricane main control room. The coordinates have been locked. The route is safe. The kinetic energy is intact. The energy is sufficient, and the intelligent same frequency warp navigation mode is activated. Please instruct. Huaken stood behind Feng Mo and reported. Let's go. Feng Mo had a strong premonition that today would be the decisive battle with the Demon Galaxy. The intersection of the U5 galaxy and the Demon Galaxy formed in intergalactic space. In this space, there are a large number of asteroids, forming an asteroid belt. There is a large amount of plasma in the intergalactic space, commonly known as plasma, which will be affected by the magnetic field. The 2 T4 interstellar biological ships are like fish in water in this environment. These plasmas can become the energy source of biological starships at any time. This means that before all the plasma in this intergalactic space is absorbed, the 2 T4 interstellar biological ships are in perpetual motion and have no worries about energy replenishment. The Storm Fleet slowly sailed into the intergalactic space in a standard aircraft carrier cluster formation, and waited patiently not far from the designated coordinates of the transaction. After a while, 2 fleets appeared on the radar. After scanning, it was found that they were all T3 fleets. Feng Mo's mouth twitched slightly. This play was true or false. Since he had come, it meant that the cards were clear. It didn't matter whether Lawrence still wanted to act. Besides, acting was for him to see. This type of foreplay is really bad. How many people are willing to play with you like this? It can't arouse interest at all. Let me add some drama for you. The fleet set sail and surrounded it. Listening to Feng Mo's complaints, Huaken on this side couldn't help but chuckle. She didn't understand the meaning of Feng Mo's words. If Al and Kai Lan were here, they would understand it in seconds. Seeing the 2 fleets in front of him pretending to trade, Feng Mo directly ordered the Storm Fleet to surround them. Although it was an encirclement, the fleet's formation did not change. The 2 fleets in the Storm Fleet's encirclement were obviously panicked. The commander in the flagship's main control room frantically made video calls to Lawrence and Kiao Lao, but no one answered the call because they were just baits and no one cared about their lives. Perhaps it was to use their deaths to fish for Feng Mo's life. Feng Mo was very cooperative with this. He had seen many people seeking death, but it was the first time he had seen someone being sent to death. He gave an order without hesitation: let the two T3 boxers bomb in turns, and try to bomb them slowly. Feng Mo gave this order not to torture them, but to cooperate with the demon leader to star in this play, otherwise they would be embarrassed when they appeared. Life is like a play, all acting. Just as the two T3 boxers launched 500 interstellar missiles and I launched 500 interstellar missiles, the radar on the side sounded an alarm. Alert! A large number of non-starships are approaching the fleet at full speed. Radar scan completed. There is one quasi-T5 starship, 314 T4 starships, and 1,340 T3 starships. Wow, Feng Mo was a little surprised. The scale of the Demon Galaxy fleet is still good, with a total of more than 1,600 starships, of which T4 accounts for nearly 20%. This is much higher than the average mixed fleet, but the more he comes, the more excited Feng Mo is, which means that the remaining forces of the Demon Galaxy will be less, and the less resistance will be encountered when attacking the Demon Galaxy. I don't know if that old coin Lawrence is here or hiding on the Demon main star. It would be better if he is here. Just as Feng Mo was thinking about it, a video communication request came. Huaqian immediately answered it, and the faces of Lawrence and Qiao Lao appeared on the main console. Feng Mo looked at the two in surprise. The two looked at Feng Mo's expression at the same time, and then Lawrence laughed heartily. Lord Feng Mo, let me introduce this to you, the chief steward of the Qiao family of the Federation. No need to introduce, I know old Qiao. Old Qiao is so eager to show up. Aren't you afraid that I will upload a video recording of you and me to the entire Federation? In the current situation of the Federation, I don't know if the Qiao family can withstand helping the aliens fight the Federation nobles. Feng Mo interrupted Lawrence directly, and then chuckled to old Qiao. For Feng Mo's threat, old Qiao just smiled contemptuously and said, your threat is good, but it's a pity that it's still a step behind. Qiao had already resigned from the position of housekeeper of the Qiao family the moment he left the Qiao family. Now all of Qiao's actions have nothing to do with the Qiao family. After hearing this, Feng Mo suddenly realized and said, I see, you are just a discarded pawn, right? Feng Mo's words made old Qiao a little defensive, because he was right. He was a discarded pawn. After he went to the Demon Galaxy, the Federation and the three alien races went to war at the same time. The situation was not right, and the head of the family had no choice but to give up on him. Old Qiao firmly believed in this point, but it was unknown whether the facts were as he firmly believed. Little bastard, don't think that you can rely on the glory of the Chu family and the Tanqiu clan to bully others. Today, this is where you will die. Oh, really? Do you really think that Feng connected this video just to talk nonsense with you? Do you really think that the Storm Fleet will let the Demon Fleet surround it without resistance? Feng Mo's words made the two people on the opposite side panic. It's impossible. He couldn't have ambushed in advance. After all, old Qiao thought his plan was perfect. However, his plan was full of loopholes. This was the crushing brought by the intelligence system and personal ability. It was obvious that old Qiao was crushed by Huaqian. Alert! A large number of non-star starships appeared behind the fleet. Scan completed. There are 2 quasi-T5 starships and 314 T4 starships. Chapter 114. The decisive battle begins. Hearing the alarm sound coming from the main control room, Lawrence, an old coin, muttered to himself in panic. With 3 quasi-T5 starships and more than 300 T4 starships, the Demon Fleet has no chance of winning. What should we do? What should we do? Mr. Qiao on this side looked at him contemptuously, and then said lightly, will the dignified Demon Lord be frightened by these scenes? It's just 3 quasi-T5 starships and some reinforcements. Federal data shows that under the premise of proper command, every 15 T4 starships can repel 1 quasi-T5 starship. T5 starship. What's more, we still have more than 1,000 T3 starships. The ship-to-sea tactics can also destroy the opponent. Encirclement and reinforcements. Currently, the Storm Fleet has been surrounded by us. I can hold it back with 80 T-4 starships and 200 T-3 starships myself. All the remaining starships will be handed over to the Lord to fight against the enemy." After hearing this, Lawrence nodded continuously and said, "Sir, you are right. As long as you drag the storm fleet in place and buy time for my lord, even if you are wasting it, you can kill this supporting fleet." After speaking, the two immediately divided the work. Mr. Kiao led a small number of starships to continue to surround the storm fleet. Lawrence had organized most of the starships to fight the reinforcements, but they forgot that the point they usually surrounded for reinforcements did not have the ability to take the initiative. But the storm fleet is different. This is a tiger that is ready to eat people at any time. If you surround it, aren't you adding more meat to it? Watching the enemy forces divide, Feng Mo chuckled in the main control room of the Hurricane. Their tactics were right, but unfortunately their estimate of the storm fleet's combat power was wrong. If you think about it in another way, Feng Mo will also divide his troops. After all, he doesn't want to be flanked by front and rear, but Feng Mo will set up a death squad, use a small number of starships to forcefully drag reinforcements, and concentrate a large portion of the troops to use ship-to-sea tactics to directly swamp the storm fleet. Yunjian, Yucheng, hold on for at most 2 hours, and the storm fleet will support you, Feng Mo said while looking at the two people on the opposite side of the video. Don't worry, Count, not to mention 2 hours, even 4 hours will be enough. Yucheng is also an outstanding starship commander. Feng Mo, be careful. The two did not hang up the video after speaking, but commanded the fleet to enter a defensive state, facing a large number of more than 1,300 T-4 and T-3 mixed fleets. Even they did not dare to underestimate them. Feng Mo's side was relatively relaxed. 90 versus 300, of these 300, 200 were T-3 starships. This was the smallest number of enemy starships in a head-on battle in the history of Stormfleet's Star Wars. Who can please report the ammunition situation of T-3 Boxer, as well as the location of T-4 Tail Scorpion and biological starship? Feng Mo asked to Qin, looking behind him. Reporting to the commander. The total number of remaining interstellar missiles on the 2 T-3 Boxers is 7,000, and the 4 T-4 Tail Scorpions have arrived at the designated beheading position. However, the enemy fleet has a very high degree of protection for the flagship. The Mello sisters reported and recommended that the beheading operation be cancelled, changed to large area artillery fire coverage. Feng Mo nodded after hearing this and said, in addition, inform Al so that she can lead the logistics fleet and set off. When she gets here, the battle should be coming to an end and she can directly clean the battlefield. Yes. Feng Mo's stubborn character was fully exposed. Before the fight, he had already considered cleaning up the battlefield. This was why Al was asked to lead the logistics fleet this time. It's because an excellent commander cannot do things with hatred. This will blind your thinking ability and miss the opportunity to fight because of your emotions at critical moments. The strategic deployment is carried out below. The captains listen to the order. The T-4 Sword Shield is responsible for intercepting the enemy's attack and launching pulse torpedoes to disrupt the enemy's formation. The T-4 Kangaroo main gun locks on the enemy T-4 starship, and the secondary gun locks on the enemy T-3 starship. I'll take aim. Whoever hits the most will get double military merit after returning. Sisters Mello, let's start your performance. The fleet is ready to cooperate with you. As soon as Feng Mo finished speaking, Sister Mello immediately ordered in the T-4 Tail Scorpion control room, Tail Scorpion number 3, Tail Scorpion number 4, execute as planned. Clear. Kiao always knew that the Storm Fleet had 2 T-4 stealth bombers. He had also analyzed Feng Mo's command style and found that this man liked to have the stealth bombers carry out a wave of sneak attacks before the war started. Therefore, he concentrated most of his strength next to the flagship in order to be able to intercept a large number of attacks in time, thereby reducing casualties from the first round of sneak attacks. As long as he could survive the first round, it would be much easier to fight in the future. Mr. Kiao was not surprised that 2 T-4 Tail Scorpions suddenly appeared on the radar system. Since you choose to attack, you will always expose the target, not to mention that they are sharing a quasi-T5 radar system at this time. The two T4 tail scorpions that appeared launched T4 concussion missiles and T4 kinetic energy beam missiles one after another. After the missiles were poured out, T4 proton torpedoes and pulse torpedoes were launched again. The combination of these four weapons can effectively attack the star shield and hull armor of the enemy fleet. Mr. Kiao, who had been prepared for a long time, immediately ordered when the radar found traces of two T4 tail scorpions, turn on the star shield to maximum power, turn on the close-in defense gun, and intercept enemy missiles. After a round of bombing, a large number of interstellar missiles and torpedoes were intercepted outside the star shield by the close-in defense cannon. Using the T4 star shield to intercept the aftermath of the explosion hardly consumes much energy. Seeing that the green dots on the radar representing his own fleet had only extinguished 14 ships, Mr. Kiao laughed. Everything was as he expected. This wave of attacks by the two T4 tail scorpions did not achieve much, but he laughed too early. After watching a round of attacks, Sister Merlo ordered again, Scorpion 1, Scorpion 2, pour all ammunition at once, target all T4 starships in the enemy fleet, cover with artillery fire, fire. Scorpion 3, Scorpion 4, the aiming system locks on the enemy flagship, and the T4 antimatter annihilation missile is launched. Mello still wanted to try the decapitation operation. In the first round of coverage strikes, Scorpion 3 and 4 did not pour all the ammunition according to her plan, but retained the most powerful T4 antimatter annihilation missiles of the 5 weapons. Just when Kiao Lao ordered a counterattack, the radar showed traces of two T4 Scorpions again, this time behind the fleet. This time, Kiao Lao ordered the interception speed to be relatively slow. Before the fleet could react, the artillery fire was already on them. The first round of 50 shock missiles and 50 proton torpedoes instantly smashed a large number of T4 starship star shields, followed by the second round of kinetic beam missiles to break the hull armor, and then the antimatter annihilation missiles to destroy the starship, and finally 50 pulse torpedoes to the head and tail. The process went smoothly and put Kiao's fleet at ease. In this wave of attack, at least 40 T4 starships were on fire at the same time. This was because they intercepted them in time, otherwise the loss of starships in this wave would have increased by at least 50%. Chapter 115 The Death of Mr. Kiao. Alert, star shield energy remaining is 53%. Although many T4 starships were lost, the damage to the flagship was not significant. The Mello Sisters' alternative decapitation operation was not very successful, but it also knocked out nearly half of the star shield energy. After the 4 T4 tail scorpions poured out their ammunition, they automatically disappeared and returned. At this time, Al had already led the logistics fleet to the battlefield. With the speed of the T4 tail scorpion, it may be possible to carry out the second round of bombing in time. At this time, Feng Mo, who was in the main control room of the Hurricane, looked at the radar image. His eyes lit up slightly, and he growled, "Searched on Google, good opportunity." T4 knife shield launches all pulse torpedoes to scatter the enemy's formation. T4 Kangaroo's main and secondary guns are fully charged and launch automatically. Hurricane's main and secondary guns are charged to lock the enemy's flagship. A series of orders were issued, and the first to launch the attack was the T4 Shield-class interstellar frigate. Although this starship is classified as armored, it is also equipped with pulse torpedoes. This torpedo has a caliber as high as 950 mm and can be called a giant torpedo. Correspondingly, it is also extremely powerful. 60 pulse torpedoes rush into the formation. The speed of the torpedoes is lower than the speed of the missiles. Moreover, the torpedoes are shot straight, while the missiles will turn. This makes the torpedoes better to intercept than the missiles. However, the interception rate of Mr. Kiao's current dilapidated fleet is not much higher. After the attack of T4 tail scorpion, the T4 starship directly lost 60%. However, Mr. Kiao is also a decisive commander. Since he cannot avoid the attack of his own fleet, injury, then exchange injury for injury. Let all starship main and secondary guns charge and prepare. The self-aiming system locks on the local fleet, carry out precise strikes, and launch. Mr. Kiao calmly issued the order. As the saying goes, if you are poor, you will strike accurately. The current fleet's firepower coverage is obviously insufficient, so we can only seek effective strikes. However, the star shield energy of the Storm Fleet has not been damaged yet. Even if this round of precise strikes hits all the stars, it will be difficult to destroy any starship, not to mention the close-in defense cannons of the 60 outermost T4 blade shields are still there. Keep intercepting the offense. There are also 2 T4 interception interstellar biological ships. These are biological starships specially designed to intercept artillery attacks. The 2 biological starships fired multiple bioplasmas, like a big net, intercepting most of the attacks within the star shield. Outside, illuminating the originally dark intergalactic space. Sir, Commander, the T4 antimatter energy main gun and the T4 ion laser main gun have been charged. Please give instructions. Target the enemy flagship and fire. Also aim at charging the T5 class Star Destroyer cannon and prepare. Feng Mo gave an order, and the 6 main guns of the Hurricane emitted bright light at the same time, and 6 beams of light shot out in an instant. At this time, successive alarms sounded in the main control room of the flagship where Mr. Kiao was riding. Alert! The flagship is locked by the enemy Hurricane. The remaining energy of the star shield is 53%. The automatic defense system is turned on, and the close-in defense gun pair is automatically intercepted. Although the interception rate of close-in defense guns against interstellar missiles and torpedoes is very high, the interception rate for starship main and secondary laser cannons is much lower, less than 20%. According to federal statistics, the interception rate is 13%. Especially the large-caliber laser cannon launched by the Hurricane was extremely difficult to intercept. Just after the 3 warnings, before Mr. Kiao could make a deployment, 6 laser cannons came to the ship instantly. Boom! The 6 beams of light first shattered the star shield of the flagship, and then penetrated the entire hull. At this time, Mr. Kiao's ears were filled with the deafening sound of the ship's armor shattering. Countless crew members were thrown away by this huge impact. All the hatches of the entire starship flashed red lights instantly. Countless electronic sounds sounded, and the hull armor was completely shattered, exposing the hull. Some crew members could even clearly see the starry sky outside, and then a violent explosion filled the entire starship, swallowing up Kiao Lalian and all the crew members. Feng Mo looked at the enemy flagship that exploded twice. He didn't know what Mr. Kiao was thinking at this time, and he didn't want to know. Feng Mo only knew that he won the decisive battle this time. Demon Galaxy, your new lord is waiting for you. Come down. When the flagship of a fleet was destroyed, it meant that the morale of the fleet was defeated. Feng Mo pursued the victory and said, instruct T3 Sea Lion to release all T3 class interstellar drones and T3 class interstellar bombers, target all enemy T3 starships, and return automatically after all the ammunition is dumped. All starships in the Storm Fleet are ready, and the main and secondary guns are firing. Following Feng Mo's 2 orders, nearly 100 starships shone brightly at the same time, and 600 to 700 beams of light formed a firepower net that trapped the entire enemy fleet. A large number of enemy starships were blown to pieces in an instant, and a small number of them lay down directly. The main guns of 20 T4 Kangaroos locked on the enemy T4 starships and began to roll their names. The enemy fleet is now a target, allowing you to hit them at will. The counterattack basically caused no damage to the Storm Fleet. In these attacks, Feng Mo deliberately did not let the 2 T3 boxers rain down interstellar missiles. It was all money, and Feng Mo couldn't bear to part with it. Nowadays, it is a big business that costs a lot of money, so we need to save. Besides, there will be more than 1,000 star missiles in a while. The ship is waiting for the T3 boxer to show off. At this time, on the Hurricane's radar image, most of the red dots representing the enemy fleet had been extinguished, and most of the red dots that had not been extinguished were lying dormant. Who can Inform Al to clean up the battlefield and leave 10 T-4 Kangaroos and 20 T-4 Shields under Al's command and alert. The fleet is ready to set sail to support the brother fleet. Yes. At this time, a video call request came. After Feng Mo answered it, he found that the other side was the main control room of the T-4 Scorpion. At this time, Al stood in front of the video, and the whole person was a little restrained, as if afraid that Feng Mo would scold her. Seeing L like a frightened kitten, Feng Mo directly overturned the original order and chuckled, "Huangkan, you lead 20 T-4 Kangaroos and 20 T-4 Swords and Shields to stay behind and cooperate with the logistics fleet to clean up the battlefield. L, 4 T-4 Scorpions will rush to the battlefield first, and return to the fleet after a round of bombing. You return to the Hurricane, do you hear me?" Seeing that Feng Mo did not blame her, Elle showed a sweet smile on her face, nodded her forehead lightly, and then hung up the video. The original smile disappeared, replaced by endless coldness. "Commanders, order, 4 T-4 Scorpions will rush to the battlefield first." "Yes." Feng Mo sighed as he watched the video being hung up. It was normal for Elle to have such thoughts, as she was carrying hatred, but only for this time. He would have to teach her a lesson after returning. It was not a good habit to always disobey. Just as the Storm Fleet went to support, the fleets of Chu Yunjian and Huyuking merged and responded with the battle formation of the aircraft carrier fleet, with 2 quasi-T5 flagships in the middle and frigates and destroyers forming 2 layers of defense. The flagships that Chu Yunjian and Huyuking were riding on were both quasi-T5 interstellar aircraft carriers, and there were 2 T-4 interstellar industrial ships behind each of them. A large number of improved T-4 interstellar drones not only intercepted a large number of attacks from the Demon Fleet, but also replaced them with aircraft, causing a lot of damage to the Demon Fleet. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 116, Al and number 039:S. Killing. Lawrence, who had been unable to capture the city for a long time, was a little irritable, especially after seeing the bravery of the Storm Fleet through the radar, which instantly extinguished his rising fighting spirit. An old silver coin like Lawrence, who has lived for hundreds of years, especially a lord who rules a galaxy, may be mature, ruthless and decisive, but he is afraid of death, and he is very afraid of that kind of death. He has no determination to fight desperately. The older he gets, the more evil he becomes, and the older he gets, the more afraid he is of death. At this time, Lawrence has already begun to retreat, especially the 2 fleets in front of him that are in a stalemate with the Demon Fleet, with perfect defense and high-performance starships. Even if the losses are ignored, this Star War cannot be won in one day. If it continues to drag on and wait for the Storm Fleet to support him, he will be attacked from both sides. It will be difficult for him to leave at that time. Chu Yunjian, Huyuking and Feng Mo were also connected. Naturally, they knew the movements of the Storm Fleet. When they learned that Feng Mo was about to arrive, the fleet formation changed from defense to offense. The aircraft carrier starship sent a large number of T-4 class interstellar self-destruct ships to pull the enemy starships to self-destruct and exchange aircraft for ships. For a while, the 2 sides fought back and forth, and it was hard to tell. Both fleets were elite fleets under the family. The crews used were veterans of the Huaiyao Empire. They were used to the battlefield and naturally had a good command. It is undeniable that the veterans of the Huaiyao Empire had a much higher overall quality than the crews of the Demon Fleet. At this time, Al had commanded 4 T-4 Tail Scorpions to arrive at the battlefield, but she did not join the battle immediately, but turned the starship to the tail of the Demon Fleet. Looking at the quasi-T5 flagship of the Demon Fleet in the distance, Al's eyes showed an expression of as expected. She knew that with Lawrence's fear of death, the flagship must be in the rear of the fleet to supervise the battle. Scorpion 1, Scorpion 2, lock onto the enemy flagship, follow orders. Scorpion 3, Scorpion 4, Report after arriving at the designated location. Your mission is to carry out a full coverage strike on the enemy fleet, target all starships in the fleet, and try to expand the coverage. The 44 Scorpions dispersed, 2 of which were far behind the Demon fleet, and the remaining 2 approached the Demon fleet silently on the left and right. Commander, Scorpion 3 has arrived at the designated location, and Scorpion 4 has arrived at the designated location. After hearing this, Al nodded and said, Scorpion 1, Scorpion 2 sail to the designated location, Scorpion 3, Scorpion 4 carry out a full coverage bombing on the enemy fleet. Yes. In an instant, the 2 T-4 Scorpions revealed their hulls, and interstellar missiles and torpedoes shot out one after another. At this time, Lawrence was struggling in his heart, wavering between retreating and not retreating, and did not pay attention to the radar image. The adjutant next to him looked at the 2 stealth bombers that suddenly appeared on the radar image. His pupils shrank slightly, and the communication equipment in his hand fell to the ground. Big stealth bomber. A terrified cry interrupted Lawrence's meditation. Before he could speak, he was completely stunned when his eyes scanned the radar image. In an instant, a large number of missiles and torpedoes covered the entire rear of the Demon fleet. Among them, the T-4 starship received special attention. 7 or 8 pulse torpedoes and kinetic beam missiles bombarded its hull, turning it into a fiercely burning fireball. Boom, boom, boom. A series of explosions formed a burning ocean behind the Demon fleet. Lawrence stared at the radar image. Almost in an instant, the green light spots representing starships behind the entire fleet turned gray by at least hundreds of ships. These are all the assets of the Demon Galaxy. He was already heartbroken when he lost nearly 300 starships in the last 2 times. Now there are another 100. If this continues, he may have to fight the Demon Galaxy to the end. However, Al told him with his actions that this was just an appetizer. Seeing that the Tail Scorpion No. 3 and Tail Scorpion No. 4 successfully carried out artillery coverage, Al took advantage of the chaos of the enemy fleet and issued a decapitation order. 2 T-4 Tail Scorpions appeared in the starry sky again, and at the same time, they fired nearly 200 interstellar missiles and torpedoes at the Quasi-T5 flagship area where Lawrence was located, pouring all the firepower in one wave. At the same time, special care was given to the Quasi-T5 flagship. 1/3 of the 200 interstellar missiles and torpedoes fell on the Quasi-T5 flagship. Alert! The flagship is locked by the enemy, the star shield is turned on at maximum power, and the close-range rapid-fire guns intercept the enemy fleet's attack. Please give instructions, Commander. But, at this time, Lawrence had no time to give more instructions. He could only choose to resist this wave. With the thick shield and thick armor of the Quasi-T5 flagship, it was no problem to resist a wave of bombing. Alert! The flagship star shield energy is 93%, 85%, 72%, 65%, 39% remaining. Finally, when the star shield energy was 39% remaining, the bombing from the 2 T-4 Tail Scorpions ended. The 4 T-4 Tail Scorpions without ammunition could only return home helplessly, while the star shield energy of the Quasi-T5 flagship could still be slowly restored over time. But Feng Mo would not give this opportunity. Before Lawrence could breathe a sigh of relief, the mechanical sound of the alarm sounded again. Alert! A large number of starships were found behind the fleet. Scan completed. 1 Quasi-T5 starship, 40 T-4 starships, and several T-3 starships. Lawrence's heart skipped a beat. Sure enough, the enemy's support had arrived. The bombing by 4 T-4 stealth bombers was just an appetizer. At this time, the adjutant beside him delivered another piece of bad news. Lord, so far, the Demon fleet has directly lost 63 T-4 starships and 317 T-3 starships. The fleet has lost nearly 1/3. My subordinates suggest organizing death squads to hold off the enemy fleet. All the troops fled back to the Demon Galaxy and organized the fleet to fight again. Before the adjutant could finish speaking, the mechanical alarm sounded again. Alert! A large number of interstellar missiles are found in transit, Close-in rapid-fire cannons are fully activated to intercept them. Lawrence and his adjutant could clearly see through the radar image that 1,000 interstellar missiles fell like a meteor shower in the middle and rear of the Demon fleet. Even if the fleets intercepted them in time, more than 400 interstellar missiles fell. Another round of bombing. War machines like the T-4 Tail Scorpion and T-3 Boxer are usually not used if possible. They are too expensive, but it is so cool to use them in such a large-scale Star Wars situation. Looking at the small speck of light that turned gray again, Lawrence had a bad premonition in his heart. He pulled the adjutant beside him and ordered, "Organize a group of death fleets to intercept all the two enemy forces at the front and rear, make preparations for the evacuation of the flagship, and tell them to fight for at least half an hour. When this lord returns to the Demon Galaxy, he will treat his family well and provide for his children, get promoted to a higher position." Yes. Knowing that he would not be able to run away, Lawrence decisively turned on the yo-yo mode, turned around and ran away with the Quasi T5 Vulture-class star battleship and 10 T4 Black Rhino-class star frigates. Chapter 117, Capturing Lawrence Alive. In the main control room of the Hurricane, Al had already arrived at the Hurricane from the T4 Scorpion through the optical tweezers technology, and walked through the long corridor to the bridge. After intelligent identification, the hatch of the main control room opened automatically, and Al came to Feng Mo's side, lowering his head like a child who had made a mistake. Feng Mo did not say anything about this, but simply glanced at Al, then turned and looked at the radar image next to the main control console intently. At this time, the Demon fleet, under the order of Lawrence, more than 800 starships were divided into two fleets, one large and one small, and charged towards the Storm Fleet and Chua fleets desperately. This kind of hand-to-hand combat between starships will only occur when energy and ammunition are about to be exhausted and suicide interception occurs. Feng Mo nodded as he looked at the 11 starships that quietly left the battlefield. Although Lawrence is an idiot, it can be seen that he should be good to his subordinates. Hallair and Slung died for him, and the Demon fleet launched a suicide attack just to get him out of the battlefield. Feng Mo still recognized him in this regard, but he could only say sorry to him. The mission of the Xinhuo system was to kill Lawrence personally, so this old guy must die. Fleet, pay attention, the enemy fleet is about to start a hand-to-hand combat, all T4 swords and shields. It's time for you to show your skills. Don't embarrass the Storm fleet. Let Celia temporarily take over the command of the fleet. After Feng Mo finished speaking, he looked at Al on the side, pulled him aside and sat him down, and then continued, "Hurricane removes the engine restrictions, targets the enemy flagship, chase. They can't run far. Let 2 more T4 biological starships follow the Hurricane." Listening to Feng Mo's instructions, Al on the side instantly entered combat mode. His hands kept tapping on the virtual image. The speed was too fast and there were after images. Hurricane's engine restrictions have been lifted. Current speed is 470 knots. Please give instructions. Feng Mo snapped his fingers and said, "Okay, ready to charge the Quasi T5 Star Destroyer." At this time, the Hurricane was like a wild horse running away, rushing towards the enemy's Quasi T5 flagship. Alert! There is a starship approaching at a speed of 470 knots in the distance. Scanning is successful. Storm Fleet's Quasi T5 flagship Hurricane. A mechanical sound rang out. Lawrence in the main control room cursed inwardly. This Feng Mo is really haunting. I don't believe that a Quasi T5 starship plus 10 T4 frigates can't beat your Hurricane. He immediately ordered, "Turn the ship around and prepare to meet the enemy. Charge the main and secondary guns at the same time." Feng Mo watched the fleet escaping in the distance slowly slow down and turn the ship around. He knew that Lawrence wanted to have a real man's duel with him, a 1-on-11 duel. A smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Yes, the desire to beat people has increased a lot. "Commander, the Quasi T5 Star Destroyer cannon has been charged. Please give instructions." "Okay, target the enemy flagship. Fire. 6 main guns, 16 secondary guns are charged and ready." In an instant, orange light flashed. The light gathered, and a huge orange light ball appeared at the muzzle, and finally turned into a dazzling beam, shooting directly at the flagship of the Demon Fleet. The beam instantly fell on the star shield of the local flagship. After such a long time of recovery, the flagship star shield has recovered to 45% at this time, but it can't stop the power of the Star Destroyer and is directly broken. Then the beam instantly penetrated the enemy flagship fleet, and Feng Mo's talent luck was triggered again. This attack directly fell into the enemy's energy cabin, and the Star Destroyer exploded under the compression and concentration of energy, which affected the energy cabin and caused a secondary explosion. At this time, in the main control room of the Quasi-T5 Vulture-class interstellar battleship, red light flashed, sparks flew inside, and countless crew members were directly killed by the impact. Lawrence barely survived by relying on the super physique of the Quasi-T5 class Gene Warrior, but the starship had already been grounded, and all he could do was wait for death. Alarm! The radar detected the energy attack locked on the Hurricane, and the star shield has been turned on at maximum power. A mechanical sound came from the main control room of the Hurricane. It was the main guns of the 10T4 frigates. Some models of ordinary frigates are not equipped with main and secondary guns, but some are equipped, but the caliber is not large. These 10T4 Black Rhinos are obviously all equipped with main guns. Judging from their caliber, they are equivalent to the secondary guns of the T4 Kangaroo. Facing this kind of laser gun, the Hurricane does not need to dodge, and directly resists with the star shield. Alarm! The star shield energy remains 99%, 98%, 97%, 90%. It is obvious that one shot can only knock out 1% of the energy of the Hurricane star shield, and 10 shots can only knock out 10%, just like tickling. Commander, the main and secondary guns of the Hurricane have been charged. Please give instructions. Al reported. Lock on the enemy's 10T4 Black Rhinos. Fire. Feng Mo gave an order, and 22 beams flew straight to the enemy's 10T4 Black Rhinos. Among them, 8 main guns and 8 secondary guns directly hit the 8T4 Black Rhinos. The remaining 6 secondary guns were less powerful. The 2 T4 Black Rhinos could still move, but they were directly destroyed by the 2 biological plasma cannons of the 2 T4 biological starships that arrived later. Al, you and Tanya drive the interstellar mecha to the Quasi-T5 Vulture to see if the old man Lawrence is dead or not. If he is not dead, bring him here. Yes, Al responded and turned to leave. Feng Mo was watching the movements of the storm fleet at any time through the radar virtual image. The battle over there had entered a white-hot stage. The starships were entangled, and a large number of starships had to stay in place due to collisions. At this time, the 40 T4 swords and shields were like invincible warriors in ancient times. With the cooperation of 3 or 3, the long swords on the bow of the ship directly pierced the air hull of the enemy starship, and then tore the starship into pieces in 2 or 3 strokes. The raw materials for the huge long swords loaded on the bow of these T4 swords and shields are made of dark matter raw materials, so in terms of cost alone, a T4 sword and shield class interstellar frigate is more expensive than a T4 Kangaroo class interstellar destroyer. But expensiveness has its advantages. Feng Mo likes hand-to-hand combat very much, so he wants to equip the frigate with the best weapons, which are now in use. Compared with the rampant storm fleet, the fleet led by Yun Jian and Yu Cheng is a little worse. Although the two of them have strong command talents, they have never experienced hand-to-hand combat. When they first came into contact, they were slightly behind. However, the adjutant beside him quickly took over the command. The retired commander of the military department had experienced everything. Under the command of the 2 adjutants, the entire fleet bravely moved forward. Although it was not as one-sided as the storm fleet, it also completely suppressed the enemy fleet. Feng Mo breathed a sigh of relief when he saw this. At this time, the hatch of the main control room opened automatically, and Al and Feng Tanya walked in with Lawrence on the left and right. Lawrence looked extremely miserable at this time. His limbs were all beaten into irregular shapes, and his hands and feet were bloody. This was to prevent him from entering the main control room to resist. It was also quite scary for a quasi-level 5 Gene Warrior to go crazy. Chapter 118 Revenge Time. Hey, respected Demon Lord, my friend, we meet again. It's been more than half a year since we last met. I missed you so much. Lawrence, who was lying on the ground, endured the severe pain in his body, struggled to raise his head and stared at Feng Mo, as if he wanted to remember his handsome face. Let me think about Lord Lawrence's plan. If I let you take me down today, the next step is to unite with the Kiao family to occupy the Storm Galaxy, and then combine the two galaxies to establish the Demon Kingdom, right? What a pity, I am still better. We have the same idea. After I take over the Demon Galaxy, I will also establish a kingdom, but the name is Storm Kingdom, haha. Facing Feng Mo's ridicule, Lawrence did not refute. At this point, he knew his ending too well. Feng Mo would never let him go. The only result left for him was death. He was afraid of death, but he was not afraid of death when it was imminent. He regained his wisdom and looked up at Feng Mo and said, "You can't get the Demon Galaxy. This is the prophecy of the great Lawrence. The Demon Galaxy will always belong to the demons." Really? Then wait and see. But you won't see it. Al, this is in your hands. Take care of it. Don't let hatred corrupt your mind. The days ahead will be brighter and the road ahead will be wider. Feng Mo said while playing with Al's long black hair. At this time, Al looked at Lawrence with bloody eyes. He slowly drew two daggers from his waist, inserted them into Lawrence's scapula with an expressionless face, and then dragged him out of the main control room with both arms. Feng Mo looked at the blood on the ground and said to Feng Danyu, "Find someone to clean it up, and then the mecha team will cooperate with the logistics fleet to clean up the battlefield, and it should be faster." "Yes," Feng Danyu responded and turned to leave, and then two logistics robots cleaned the ground. In a quiet room, Al looked at Lawrence without expression and said calmly, "I won't let you die so easily. You deserve all these tortures. You have made tens of thousands of my people displaced and tens of thousands of my people become playthings in the eyes of others. I will let you experience all the tortures during the interrogation, and then exile your bones to the interstellar." Just when Lawrence screamed in pain in the quiet room, Feng Mo on the other side looked at the battlefield that was about to end, and said to Chu Yunjian and Hu Yuking, "You can let the logistics fleet enter to clean up the battlefield. The three of you and I need to have a short meeting. The next target is the Demon Galaxy. Lawrence has just been captured." Before he died, he said that the Demon Galaxy is not so easy to capture. There must be some reason for this. I suspect that he must have deployed a lot before being captured, including sending a distress message to a certain federal force or galaxy lord, or handing over the Demon Galaxy before his death. These are all possible. Feng Mo analyzed rationally. Chu Yunjian on the other side of the video said after listening, "Lawrence is an old fox, not lacking in cunning. The Demon Galaxy is his root, so he will not easily hand over the Demon Galaxy to others. There may be twists and turns in this attack on the Demon Galaxy." Feng Mo nodded in agreement and said, "After cleaning up the battlefield and replenishing the fleet, we will head to the Demon Galaxy. This time to attack the Demon Galaxy, Feng Mo needs territory, and the spoils of war will be 40% each for Chu and Hu. After the Demon Galaxy is taken down, all resource planets, Chu and Hu will each account for 10% of the annual profit. After this time, we will start to establish a kingdom. Of course, it will be a kingdom force under the Star Sea Human Federation. The territory of two galaxies is enough." After Feng Mo finished speaking, Hu Yukin on the other side of the video continued, "My Lord Earl, it is easy to build a country, but it is difficult to defend it. Federal law stipulates that when a kingdom under your command is invaded by foreign races, no troops will be sent to help unless the country is about to be destroyed. In other words, the size of your territory depends on the strength of your fleet. A kingdom without a T5 starship is the most vulnerable to attack by foreign races. Moreover, the kingdom also has to pay taxes to the Federation, 5% of the comprehensive profit, which is the protection fee, which can keep the last piece of pure land for you when the country is about to be destroyed." Feng Mo nodded after listening. He basically agreed with what Hu Yuking said. At least one T5 starship is needed before the country can be officially established. However, It will take some time to digest and migrate the population after the demon galaxy is taken down. In the entire universe, the Star-C Human Federation is a small force in a corner. In addition, the surrounding alien races and the Chaos Star-C only occupy 2 star fields. The galaxy is divided into 4 levels, and there are super galaxy clusters on top, referred to as star fields. So Feng Mo still needs to work hard. The road is made by himself. Only by taking one step at a time can you walk steadily. Blind expansion will only lead to failure. It took more than 3 hours for the 3 fleets to end this star war. The logistics fleet took more than 2 hours to deal with the aftermath, and then returned with a full load. After the fleet was replenished by the interstellar supply ship, it set off again. This time the target is the Demon Galaxy. Coordinate, position locked, destination Demon Galaxy, intelligent same frequency warp navigation mode activated. Please ask the first level Gene Warrior to enter the deep sea mode. A broadcast sounded, and the entire joined fleet entered warp speed mode. The video between Feng Mo, Chu Yunjian and Hua Yukun did not end. They used this time to infer as much as possible what they would encounter in the future so that they could be mentally prepared. Feng Mo was right. Lawrence had indeed sent several messages before he was captured, but he refused to tell the specifics no matter how severe the torture was. This old guy was afraid of death, but he was not afraid before he died. Feng Mo didn't want to ask anymore, and sent him on his way, because the fleet was almost at the Demon Galaxy, and the truth would be known when it arrived. At this time, the Demon Galaxy entered the first level of combat readiness. Lawrence's die-hard Delali took out the last resources of the entire galaxy and gathered 24 T4 starships and more than 400 T3 starships. It was obvious that this was not enough. According to the message Lawrence sent to him before he was captured, the invading fleet had at least 300 T4 starships. Delali looked at the young man beside him. Fortunately, the Lord had foresight and called such a strong reinforcement. Delali could continue to eat and drink spicy food under the leadership of the new Lord. The young man's surname is Kiao. In fact, he was not called by Lawrence. Instead, it was old Kiao who sent a message to the Kiao family before his death. The Kiao family fleet crossed the Stargate and rushed directly to the Demon Galaxy to take over all defenses. Of course, Lawrence also sent a message to the Kiao family before he was captured. Chapter 119 The Peach Pickers are here. When the combined fleet led by Feng Mo arrived in the intergalactic space between the Devil Galaxy and the U5 Galaxy, they encountered the fleet deployed by the Devil Galaxy. Feng Mo's face turned pale when he looked at the 3 badges on the starship in front of him. Taiwan Novel Network. These 3 badges are Star-C Human Alliance, Apocalypse Empire, and Kiao family. This is Li Zhuyu defeating Cao Ren with his life, and Yu, Zhuge Liang, occupied 3 cities in succession. The fight for love was in vain, right? It's no wonder that Feng Mo was so angry. This was not a pure dove occupying the magpie's nest. The duck he got flew away. After connecting to the video link with the opposing fleet, Feng Mo still remained calm and said, Devil Galaxy deploys its fleet and has 1 hour to abandon the fleet and surrender. Otherwise the fleet's cannon will show no mercy. Feng Mo just pretended that he didn't see the 3 badges sprayed on the hull, and that they were all from the Demon Galaxy. Anyway, after the war started, it can be said that he didn't notice it. Anyone who questions Feng Mo will know that I have an eye problem. Good afternoon, Count Feng Mo. The demonic galaxy has been entrusted to the Kiao family by the Demon Lord Lawrence to manage it. If the Count's fleet takes another step forward, it will be regarded as a war with the Apocalypse Kiao family. The young man said confidently that he did not believe that the lord of a small galaxy, a mere count across the street, really had the courage and capital to go to war with the Kiao family. Even if the Hua Yao Chu family and the Hua family united, they would not be able to start a war. Especially at this juncture, the Federation is suffering from internal and external troubles. It absolutely does not want to see a civil war between the 3 big families. The Federation will definitely mediate, as long as the fleet led by Feng Mo can be blocked today. Want to start a war? Well, Feng Mo, the Lord of the Storm Galaxy and the Earl of the Yunshan Empire officially declare war on the Tanqi Kiao family. Do I need to give you time to assemble the fleet? As soon as Feng Mo finished speaking, the young man's confident face was full of astonishment, as if he couldn't believe that the words "start a war" came from Feng Mo's mouth. You really dare to start a war? Aren't you afraid that the Kiao family will destroy your Feng family's ancestral land, the main star of Xianyun? The Kiao family is not a coward like the Demon Lord. I hope Count Feng Mo will think it through. After hearing this, Feng Mo's eyes flashed with coldness. This man had already touched his bottom line. He already had a way to die. Sir, Commander, the fleet has been assembled and has arrived at the coordinate location. At this time, Feng Mo listened to Al's report next to him and looked at the fleet highlighted in the radar image. A smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. I'm waiting for support. What are you waiting for? Waiting to die? Ever since Feng Mo realized that it was not that easy to take down the Demon Galaxy, he quietly gave instructions to the returning logistics fleet Huacan to fight to the death. Lin Kailan led all T2 starships of the Elf fleet to patrol the galaxy, and the Colaci sisters led the Explorer fleet and part of the Elf fleet to assemble 500 T3 starships to go to the Demon Galaxy. Now they have arrived at the designated location. At this time, the pride of being a direct descendant of the Kiao family finally disappeared from the face of the young man opposite, and was replaced by a panic expression. The Storm Fleet assembled another 500 T3 starships, plus more than 300 T4 starships and 3. The overall strength of the Quasi T5 starship has surpassed the Kiao family fleet he brought. Although he is arrogant, he is also self-aware. He is just a novice commander who has just graduated from the military academy 10 years ago. He has participated in only a handful of Star Wars. He has no chance of winning against a commander like Feng Mo who has experienced hundreds of battles. No. Thinking about defeat before winning is the quality of a good commander. It is obvious that this young man should be the leader of this generation of the Kiao family. Earl, Feng Mo, wait a minute, Zhou Mocheng of the Kiao family. Since Lawrence entrusted the Demon Galaxy to my Kiao family, this incident was not an active invasion by the Kiao family, so I ask the Count for your forgiveness. A blind fight will only cost you and my 2 troops. How about this? How about the 2 families jointly report to the Federation and apply for arbitration? Kiao Mocheng obviously doesn't want to give up the huge piece of meat of Demon Galaxy. As long as there is no war, even if it goes to the Federal Conference for arbitration, I believe that with the power of the Kiao family, they can get at least 30% of the net profit of Demon Galaxy. By then, when he, Kiao Mocheng, goes back, he can give an explanation to the Kiao family. If the head of the family knows that he is retreating without a fight, his prestige in the Kiao family will be damaged in the future. In fact, Kiao Mocheng was right. It was not a wise move to start a war with the Kiao family at this time. Once a war started, he would face the accusations of the Federation. However, Feng Mo refused to take the ordinary path and said harshly, if you want to fight, fight. If you want to retreat, then retreat. If you don't fight, don't retreat. What's the point? Faced with Feng Mo's persecution, Kiao Mocheng was obviously a little embarrassed. This famous starship designer in the Federation was so powerful. Recalling his many reputations, Kiao Mocheng was already timid before fighting. But for the benefit and honor of the Kiao family, he could not take a step back. At this time, the head of the Kiao family, who was in the ancestral land of the Kiao family on the Apocalypse Star, looked at Kiao Mocheng in the video and shook his head. This person was timid before fighting, and there was no need to continue. Even if you fight this battle hard, you will lose. His momentum was crushed by Feng Mo, who was still the most outstanding fleet commander of the Kiao family. The head of the Kiao family had no choice but to say, Mocheng, stop. Let the old man say a few words to the Earl. Kiao Mocheng was visibly relieved after hearing this, saluted respectfully to the head of the Kiao family on the other end of the video, and then said to Feng Mo, Count, the master of the house would like to say a few words to you. Do you think so? After hearing this, Feng Mo nodded in agreement, and Kiao Mocheng set up a video chat room to include everyone. The Kiao family head doesn't look old, with black hair and a strong body, but his small eyes ruin his appearance. His face with a scholar's face and small eyes are a bit vulgar, but Feng Mo doesn't dare to underestimate him. He is a man standing at the top of the Apocalypse Empire and even the Star Sea Human Federation. The eldest lady of the Chu family and the eldest master of the Hua family are here. It is an honor for Kiao, Earl Feng Mo. The Demon Galaxy can be given to you, but the Kiao family wants to exchange for a favor from Earl Feng Mo, okay? The Kiao family head said directly to the point. This request did not make Feng Mo embarrassed, but the family knew that they were, and Feng Mo was not a person who broke his promise. The value of this favor was very great. After a moment of contemplation, he said, "Does the Kiao family head really believe that Feng Mo will not break his promise? A favor can avoid a star war." When did Feng Mo's favor become so valuable? Maybe the Earl does not have an intuitive impression of his own potential. The entire Star Sea Human No family and the Federation is willing to offend you, because they are not sure they can kill you in one go, and the Kiao family is the same. So I will give you the Demon Galaxy in exchange for a favor from the Earl, okay? Feng Mo saw that the head of the Kiao family was very serious, which meant that the Kiao family really wanted this favor from Feng Mo. After thinking for a moment, he looked at the head of the Kiao family and said, "The Demon Galaxy belongs to me." Feng Mo's the Kiao family a favor for this matter. In the future, the Kiao family can make a request to Feng, and Feng will help as appropriate. Okay, the Earl is happy. Mo Cheng, withdraw your troops. The Kiao family congratulates the Earl on becoming the Lord of the Dual Galaxy, and the Earl is about to establish a country. At that time, the Kiao family will send a generous gift to wish the Earl a successful establishment of the country. Chapter 120 A Favor. After Di Lily watched Patriarch Kiao follow Feng Mo and decide on the ownership of the Demon Galaxy in just a few words, his whole body felt bad. He was now in a blinded state. Was it settled? What about these fleets and Demon Galaxy? He wanted to say something, but he held it back for the sake of his life. It was okay not to say anything. Earl Feng Mo, Kiao Musheng will retire first. In the future, I will have the opportunity to ask the Count for his experience and fleet command. Kiao Musheng hung up the video without even looking at Di Lily. The adjutant next to him dragged Di Lily out of the main control room with great discernment and threw it back to his starship. In this way, the Demon Galaxy was captured without any danger. Although there were twists and turns in the process, it was all due to human nature, and Feng Mo won the ownership of the Demon Galaxy without any bloodshed. At this time, Hua Yuking, who was on the other end of the video, said with a face of shame, "This trip did not help the Count," but the Count exchanged favors for the entire Demon Galaxy. The Hua family is ashamed to take the dividends from the Demon Galaxy, so they ask the Count to take it back. After hearing this, Feng Mo waved his hands and said, "In this way, the Hua family and the Chu family each have 1% of the dividend rights. This is permanently valid. This is my own words. After the founding of the country, the Chu family and the Hua family will retire with the country." Yunjian, Yu Cheng took over the Chu family, and the Hua family thanked the Earl. It is the honor of the Chu family and the Hua family to be able to advance and retreat with the Earl. Until this time, it means that the two major families are determined to be headed by Feng Mo. Before, it was just a cooperative relationship. Because Feng Mo is no longer the past, he holds 3 major fleets in his hands. He wants territory, and he wants starships and starships. There are important people, comparable to the existence of a prince. The icing on the cake is not as good as the timely help. Hua Yukun just lamented that he got on the bus too early. You see, Yuezi is arrogant enough. For the sake of Yu Xiaoming, he only helped the development of Fenian Starship Trading Company and did not follow the trend at all. The Chu family was different. Not only did they bring the eldest daughter into the family, they also helped Feng Mo in exchange for Feng Mo's promise, which was priceless. At this time, Feng Mo had time to talk to Jolly. Seeing him sitting dejectedly in the main control room, Feng Mo chuckled and said, "It's enough to fight the battle here. I don't want to cause more killings. You can lead the fleet surrenders. I will spare your life." At this time, Di Lily's originally decadent expression turned into surprise. He never thought that Feng Mo would let him go because he was Lawrence's confidant. In fact, Feng Mo simply didn't want to cause more killings. In the Star Wars just now, more than 1,000 starships fell, and millions of lives were ruthlessly slaughtered. Facing the remaining troops, we must first focus on appeasing them, otherwise the high pressure will easily lead to riots and resistance. If there are cancers in a team, they must be removed, but do not act immediately. This will cause violent resistance and boil the frog in warm water. These cancers will eventually be peeled off slowly. The Elf fleet returns to guard the Storm Galaxy. The Explorer fleet stays in the Demon Galaxy, seizes all starships, and is responsible for patrolling and exploring the resource planets. All the starships of the Storm fleet are grouped into all resource planets in the Demon Galaxy, without making overall arrangements. This aspect consumes too much attention, so I can rest assured that I can leave it to Feng Mo. He has more important things to do, and the Xinhuo panel has already indicated that the task is completed. Mission: destroy the Demon Galaxy, kill the Demon Lord with your own hands. Completed. Reward: 3,000 points. T4 level combat armor upgrade drawings. Feng Mo clicks to receive the reward. Reward received successfully. Obtained 3,000 points. T4 level combat armor upgrade drawings. This blueprint was used to upgrade the T3 Haiyao class combat armor. At first, the memory metal exchanged by Feng Mo was only enough to build a set of combat armor. Later, Chu Yunjian paid a batch of memory metal from the Chu family's treasury. Feng Mo built 3 sets of T3 black brilliant combat armor based on the body shapes of L, Kai Lan, and Chu Yunjian to ensure the safety of his women. Checking the raw materials needed to upgrade the combat armor. As he expected, upgrading requires dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals. These two interstellar substances have become necessary materials. Feng Mo is also in short supply here, and a lot of it will be needed to build a quasi-T5 starship in the future, but the inventory for upgrading 4 sets of combat armor is still enough. With the points, Feng Mo considered redeeming a T4 class interstellar aircraft carrier and modifying it into a second quasi-T5 flagship. Feng Mo was really jealous of the lethality of the aircraft carrier flagships of Hua and Chu. I opened the Xinhuo system, and after searching for a long time, I finally found a suitable interstellar aircraft carrier, the T4 Terror Elephant class interstellar aircraft carrier. The data is as follows: T4 Terror class interstellar aircraft carrier, armor strength, 400 units, hull data, 3 km speed, 300 knots star speed warp engine, level 4 star shield energy, level 4, 100% weapons, T4 level starfighter times 500, T4 level interstellar self-destruction machine times 200, T4 level interstellar bomber times 200, T4 level interstellar shipbreaker times 100. The performance of this starship is that of a conventional T4 starship, but the drone is specially designed for starships, especially the Starship Destroyer, which is specially designed to break the external armor of starships. The next step is to transform this starship into a quasi-T5 flagship. This needs to be studied with Alyssa. Feng Mo came to Alyssa's new office again. This time when they met, Alyssa did not sneak snacks, but was talking to Alyssa. A group of subordinates discussed a new round of starship construction tasks. Feng Mo stood aside and waited patiently. Although Alyssa usually liked to eat snacks secretly and pestered Feng Mo to ask for a salary increase, her 1.2 meter tall aura was as high as 2 meters during the meeting. All the subordinates did not dare to refute her scolding. She was extremely strong. After the meeting, Feng Mo discussed with Alyssa about the modification of the quasi-T5 flagship. In the following year, Feng Mo often disappeared, and Alyssa was almost invisible except for arranging starship construction tasks. After the initial turmoil in the Federation this year, a new round of internal cleansing began. The reason why the new human church was able to dominate the Federation was entirely because someone cooperated with him from inside and outside. In response to this phenomenon, the Federation's approach was very gratifying. With conclusive evidence, all people and tribes were wiped out. The Demon Galaxy is a medium-sized galaxy. Although the Demon Lord is nominally the owner of the entire galaxy, he has not explored the entire galaxy. There are also some T1 resource planets that have not been occupied. In the next year, Luca was responsible for the security issues of the Demon Galaxy, while Lacey led a part of the Explorer fleet to travel the entire Demon Galaxy. Then he made a report and submitted it to Huacan. The new office of Feng Mo on the Demon Star was originally the palace of the Demon Lord. Now it was requisitioned by Feng Mo, and the original golden splendor was replaced with a relatively simple decoration. Feng Mo didn't like shiny gold things very much, and he thought the palace of the Demon Lord was a bit rustic, so he tore it down and rebuilt it. Chapter 121 Hurricane Galaxy. At this time, in the office, Huacan turned on the holographic screen and reported to Feng Mo. Lacey submitted a report on the exploration of the Demon Galaxy. It took 1 year and 3.5 months. At present, the Demon Galaxy has explored 9 life planets, including 1 level 3 life planet, 3 level 2 life planets, and 5 level 1 life planets. The Yonjian Chamber of Commerce sent 8 sets of artificial atmospheres. After planning and transformation, the 9 life planets can accommodate a population limit of about 50 billion. There are 17 billion human and humanoid races, including 3 billion slaves. Now all have restored their citizenship. There are 406 resource planets, including 3 T4 level planets. All resource planets have been organized to send miners to settle in. Feng Mo nodded after listening. The entire Demon Galaxy has been completely renewed in the past year. Feng Mo's 3 tricks are very effective. A year ago, with the help of Delali, Feng Mo took over the entire Demon Galaxy. He did not rush to change the name of the galaxy, but kept it as it was and introduced 3 policies. First, all slaves will be converted into citizens, and arranged for work and housing, and their children will enjoy re-education. Second, according to the organizational structure of the Storm Galaxy, multiple departments were established, including the separation of military and political affairs. The military department was led by Ir, the political department was led by Kailan, and the 2 were led by Feng Mo. Third, let Luca use 1 year to set up a temporary security bureau on 9 life planets, arrest all those who violated the law and discipline, and then hold a public trial. In the past year, Luca has wielded the butcher knife and chopped off at least 3 million heads. With a better security environment, improved quality of life, a complete education system, and good welfare benefits, what reason do the citizens of the Demon Galaxy have to rebel? Revenge for Lawrence? Please don't be funny. They don't remember who Lawrence is. But they remember Feng Mo, because in all media channels of the 2 galaxies, Feng Mo, as the Lord of the 2 galaxies, will often appear and publicize how well the citizens of the 2 galaxies live under his governance. This is a propaganda method that subtly makes all citizens believe that only under the leadership of their Lord Feng Mo can they live a good life. After a year of development, Feng Mo also came to the Star Network space to officially change the name of the Demon Galaxy to the Hurricane Galaxy. During this year, the progress of starship construction on Elisa's side has been significant. Now the 2 T4 flagships of the Explorer fleet and the Elf fleet have been completed. However, Feng Mo did not upgrade them to quasi T5 starships. One reason is that there are not enough dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals, and the other is that there is not enough time. Now that the Explorer fleet has absorbed the fleet left over from the Demon Galaxy, it has become a T4 and T3 mixed fleet with a scale of more than 800 ships. The Elf fleet has been streamlined a lot, eliminating all T2 starships from military use and turning them into civilian use, and establishing a T4 and T3 mixed fleet with a scale of more than 600 ships. These 2 fleets are responsible for garrisoning the Hurricane Galaxy and the Storm Galaxy respectively. The Storm fleet still follows the elite route as before, but with a new quasi T5 flagship. Elisa has added 10 T4 Kangaroos and 20 T4 swords and shields to the Storm fleet, and the fleet's T4 starships have finally exceeded 100. The data of the second modified quasi T5 flagship are as follows: quasi T5 Elephant-class interstellar aircraft carrier, armor strength, 400 units, hull data, 6 km × 1.2 km × 1 km speed, 370 knots warp engine, level 4 star shield energy, level 4, 100% weapons, T4 class modified interstellar fighters ×500, T4 class modified interstellar self-destructors times 200, T4 class modified interstellar bombers times 200, T4 class modified interstellar ship destroyers times 100. The modified quasi-T5 aircraft carrier flagship has thick shields and armor. When it is on a single mission, it can form a fleet with only 2 interstellar industrial ships, and is equipped with interstellar ship destroyers, which are specifically designed to destroy enemy starships. Now that Feng Mo occupies 2 galaxies, the Stargate has become an important channel connecting the 2 galaxies. He has applied to the Federation to build another T4 Stargate in the Hurricane Galaxy. The Federation has approved it and it is expected to be completed by the middle of next year. Lord, I just received a communication from Commander L that a special fleet has landed in the Hurricane Galaxy and wants to see you. Oh, a special fleet? Feng Mo asked with interest. Yes, Lord. The starships of this special fleet are all made of crystals, and their race is called the Crystal Skeleton Clan. They are life forms born from crystals and belong to the humanoid race. They are also recorded in the federal database, but they live in the depths of the Chaos Star Sea all year round and don't communicate with humans much. Who can found the information of the Crystal Skeleton Clan from the federal database and projected it on the holographic screen. Feng Mo roughly browsed it and found that this race was very magical, and he had never heard of it. It has only appeared 3 times in the entire history of the Federation. Notify Commander L to allow the Crystal Skeleton Clan fleet to enter the Hurricane Galaxy and let its fleet commander come to the Hurricane main star to see me. Yes, Huakin responded and sent the communication. Feng Mo waited for about half an hour, and Zhao Wei's voice sounded outside the door. Hello, Madam Mayor. Hello to all guests. I am the intelligent robot Zhao Wei. Zhao Wei bowed to Ayer first, then looked at the 2 people from the Crystal Skeleton Clan and said, Hello, Zhao Wei. I am Tian Guang, the commander of the Crystal Skeleton Clan fleet, and this is Tian Ming, the deputy commander of the fleet. After hearing this, Feng Mo looked curiously at the 2 Crystal Skeleton tribesmen brought in by Al. This race is really magical. It has a human-like appearance and a relatively tall body, about 2.5 meters tall. The whole body is made of crystals. You can't tell them from the face alone. Gender. The skin exposed outside the combat uniform is also made of crystals and has subtle patterns on it. This is really a magical race. Both of you, please take a seat. Why, let's make tea. Feng Mo pointed to the 2 large chairs opposite the desk and said, there are many races in the universe. He was not sure what kind of races he would entertain in the future, so he replaced all the chairs with large size. No, I will use it today. Hello, dear Lord, the commander of the Crystal Skeleton Fleet sends his regards. The 2 Crystal Skeleton Fleet commanders were very polite. They bowed to Feng Mo first and then sat upright on their chairs. I heard that the Crystal Skeleton tribe has been living in the depths of the Sea of Chaotic Stars. I wonder what the 2 of you are doing by leading the fleet to the Hurricane Galaxy today? Feng Mo asked curiously. Reporting to your lord, the Crystal Skeleton tribe came here to ask for help from your lord. I wonder if you have ever heard of the Church of New Humanity? They usually appear as humans, but when fighting, they will turn into monsters composed of various beasts. Personally, it is extremely powerful and has a quasi-T5 starship. Feng Mo was shocked after hearing this. The New Humanity Church was such a familiar name. He remembered that they had an idiot bishop who tried to recruit him before and then destroyed him. Chapter 122 Crystal Skeleton Clan. This New Humanity Church is also a cancerous force. They conduct experiments on humans and various interstellar races, and there are still their remaining forces in the Federation, which are difficult to clean up. It's quite like a toad landing on the feet, which makes people feel sick. I have indeed heard of this church. I still remember that one of their bishops came to recruit me a year ago, but that bishop's brain was not very good and I blew it to pieces with a cannon. After Feng Mo finished speaking, he shrugged. The 2 Jinx-Skeleton tribesmen looked at each other after hearing this. Jiang Guang asked with joy in his tone, since the Lord also has enmity with them, I wonder if the Lord can help the Crystal Skeleton tribe to jointly resist the New Humanity Church? Feng Mo frowned slightly after hearing this, pretending to be thoughtful, and said after a moment, I want to know about the dispute between the Crystal Skeleton Tribe and the New Humanity Church, and how you know about my existence. After telling them all, I can consider whether to support your race. After Jiang Wang heard this, he quickly laid out the grievances between the Crystal Skeleton Tribe and the New Humanity Church. There was a lot of personal emotion mixed into it, and his tone was that he wanted to tear the New Humanity Church into pieces. As Feng Mo listened to his description, things gradually became clear. The Crystal Corpse Tribe is the strongest race living in the Sky Crystal Galaxy deep in the sea of chaotic stars. It occupies the main star of the Sky Crystal. Due to the limitations of crystals, the Crystal Corpse Tribe's crystal starship is at the highest level, can only reach T4 level. Because they have not mastered how to integrate dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals into the crystals they use to build starships. This technology has become a barrier to their construction of starships. About 33 years ago, the New Humanity Church established its headquarters in the Beast Cry Galaxy in the north of the Tangent Galaxy. At first, the two major forces lived in peace. About 5 years ago, the New Humanity Church launched its first attack on the Tangent Galaxy. Star Wars. In the end of this war, the Crystal Skeleton Tribe led all major races in the Tangent Galaxy to victory and drove away the New Humanity Church. However, this failed to stop the New Humanity Church's ambitions. A year ago, it launched another star attack on the Tangent Galaxy. War. In this Star Wars, two quasi-T5 starships of the New Humanity Church appeared, catching the Crystal Skeleton Clan off guard. They retreated one after another and lost a lot of territory. Currently, the Crystal Skeleton Clan has gathered all the forces in the Tangent Galaxy to confront the New Humanity Church in Tangent, outside the main star. But how long can this confrontation last? After all, the strongest starship of the Crystal Skeleton Tribe is only T4. They can only rely on a large number of T4 starships to hold back the two quasi-T5 starships of the New Humanity Church. As for how they knew Feng Mo's information, it was because they had made a deal with Demon Galaxy, and they originally planned to ask the Demon Lord to send troops this time. However, when they came here, they learned that Demon Galaxy had changed its name and replaced it with a more powerful lord. Yang Wang was eager to save his clan, so he had no choice but to ask for help from an unknown lord. This was also the last hope of his Crystal Skeleton Clan. Feng Mo understood after hearing this, but he couldn't do anything that was not beneficial, even if there was a temporary task in the Xinhuo panel task module. On behalf of the Hurricane Galaxy and the Storm Galaxy, I am very sympathetic to the nobles' plight, but I still cannot lend a helping hand because fighting across galaxies consumes a lot of fleet logistics. I am also responsible for the two galaxies under my command. Not fighting means there will be no casualties among the clan members. I hope you two can understand. Yang Wang became completely anxious when he heard that Feng Mo was unwilling to send troops. Now that he had something to ask for, he could only humble himself and said in a pleading tone, Dear Lord, please must save the Crystal Skeleton Tribe. The New Humanity has taught those monsters that they use my people to conduct cruel and inhumane experiments. The Crystal Skeleton Tribe is willing to pay the Lord a certain fee. I am sure that you must rescue our tribe. It would have been better if we had said this earlier. You and I are not related to each other, so we came up to rescue people without mentioning the reward. No one else could do it. Oh, how about the reward? Feng Mo asked tentatively. Dear Lord, Yang Wang has had many exchanges with the adventurers of the Starsea Human Federation's voyage. He knows that they use a currency called star coins. This Crystal Skeleton Clan does not have it, but we can use star coins. Seed payment. Now Feng Mo became interested. Treasures like star seeds were rare. They were considered rare treasures in the Federation and were extremely valuable. Can you tell me the source of the star seeds of the Crystal Skeleton Clan? Feng Mo asked tentatively again. The Crystal Skeleton Clan in front of him seemed to be asking for something, and he knew everything he knew. There is nothing that cannot be said about this. There is a white hole with a diameter of 7 kilometers on the edge of the Tangent Galaxy. This white hole has appeared for hundreds of years. However, this white hole is usually sleeping. On average, Every 2 it only erupts once every 3 years. Feng Mo secretly calculated in his mind that if there is an eruption every 2 or 3 years, and the white hole appears for hundreds of years, that means 30 to 50 eruptions, taking the middle 40 times. The crystal skeleton family, whether it is dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals, or there should be a lot of starseeds surviving, which is great news. Faced with this kind of temptation, few people could bear it, and Feng Mo was already inclined to send troops. The specific remuneration can be discussed with my secretary. Let's talk about sending troops. According to your information, the New Humanity Church has 2 fleets, of which there are only 2 quasi-T5 starships, right? Yes, Lord. The Crystal Skeleton Tribe currently has 270 T4 crystal starships, which is only 2/3 of its peak. The New Humanity Church has 2 fleets, of which the number of T4 starships is only 200. There are nearly 1,000 T3 starships. Feng Mo was secretly shocked after hearing this. He is indeed the strongest race in the galaxy. There are 270 T4 starships alone, which is nearly 100 more than all the T4 starships currently under Feng Mo combined. Moreover, the New Humanity Church that can suppress the Crystal Skeleton Tribe will only be stronger. However, the Storm Fleet has always been defeating the weak and the strong. The 2 fleets of the New Humanity Church are nothing to be afraid of, especially after having a quasi-T5 aircraft carrier flagship. Feng Mo confidence is booming. Hurricane Galaxy is willing to send a fleet to support the Crystal Skeleton Tribe, including 2 quasi-T5 flagships and hundreds of T4 starships. However, although this fleet is strong, it also consumes a lot of money in terms of cost after several Star Wars. Before Feng Mo could finish speaking, Jian Guang stood up excitedly and said with expectant eyes, "Lord, you don't have to worry about the cost. Even if you want all the star seeds of the Crystal Skeleton clan, our clan is willing to give it to you." Jian Guang understands the principle of the wolf before the tiger and the rear. To be honest, Lord, the Crystal Skeleton clan is too difficult. Due to congenital defects, our clan can only build T4 starships. I have long wanted to find a big force to protect our clan. If you're Lord, you can help our clan drive away the New Human Church. The Jinx Skeleton clan is willing to use the strength of the whole clan to surrender to you. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 123 New Mission. To be honest, Feng Mo didn't believe what Jian Guang said, but he would still send out a fleet to help the Crystal Skull Tribe. First, they had a common enemy. Second, Feng Mo was not afraid that the Crystal Skull Tribe would harm him, because he was against the Storm Fleet. Have enough confidence. Finally, he wanted to see if he could get the ownership of this white hole. He was really short of dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals. He had to give it a try no matter what, because the interests involved were so great that he didn't even dare to let the Chu and Kiao families know about it. This can only be done by Feng Mo himself first, and then he can find a suitable time to announce it to the public after he actually gets the white hole. Before this, the matter of white hole must not be known to any force. As for what is the right time, after the founding of the country, we should at least have a T5 fleet in hand. Leave the interstellar coordinates and your deputy captain. The fleet will set sail on time in 3 days. After hearing Feng Mo's agreement, Jian Guang quickly stood up and bowed, and kept saying words of thanks. Feng Mo just smiled and nodded. "Please, forgive me, Lord." Jian Guang needs to return to Tanjing Galaxy as soon as possible. Jian Ming will stay here to help Lord lead the way. If you stay, Jian Guang will leave first. After Jian Guang finished speaking, he bowed again and walked out of the office with brisk steps. It could be seen that he must be in a good mood now. Feng Mo looked at Tianming who was sitting beside him and asked, "Are all of your Crystal Skeleton tribesmen named Tian?" Replying to the Lord, "My brother and I are the only ones with the last name Tian. This name was given to me and my brother by a Voyager merchant." As for the original surname of the crystal skeleton tribe, if translated into the federal language, it should be Moai Dimitri. Feng Mo's mouth twitched slightly after hearing this. Is this a name? Isn't it a bit too long? I didn't know what to say for a while, so I could only nodded and said, then I'll call you Tian Wang and Tian Ming from now on. The reason why Feng Mo asked the fleet to set off in 3 days is because the Yunshan Empire will promote him to the rank of Duke tomorrow, and it will be done in one step, and he will be promoted directly to the Duke. Because Feng Mo affiliated the Hurricane Galaxy to the Yunshan Empire, the annual tax will be levied to the Yunshan Empire. The annual tax revenue of the two major galaxies is very considerable. As for how much tax the Yunshan Empire pays to the Federation every year, Feng Mo doesn't know, but he knows that he has initially gained the strength to negotiate with the Yunshan Empire, and the tax rate is also can be discussed. Otherwise, 10% of the net profits of all resource planets in a galaxy would have to be used to pay taxes. It would be too painful, and they would also have to face the supervision of the Empire. Some people say that accounting results in negative profits. I wonder if the Empire can find out, is the T5 fleet just for a living? Under the Star Destroyer canon, all living beings are equal. Are you making a negative profit? After a few shots, the resource planet is gone, which can be regarded as helping you clear out a negative asset. How about it? Asking Huaqian to take Tianming to a resting place, Feng Mo was lying on a chair, with light blue screens appearing in his eyes. Name, Feng Mo. Level 3 Genetic Warrior. Occupation, Hurricane Galaxy, Storm Galaxy Lord. Special talent, Half the Sky. When the fleet recruits more female soldiers than male soldiers and non-humanoid male soldiers, the fleet will receive a luck bonus. Fleet, Storm Fleet, Elf Fleet, Explorer Fleet. Points, 1,660 points. Mission, establish an interstellar kingdom. Reward, 5,000 points. T5 Fengtian class interstellar battleship. Temporary mission, become a Duke of any empire. Reward, 1,000 points. Temporary mission, help the crystal skeleton tribe overcome difficulties. Reward, 1,000 points. T4 Titanium Steel Grade Interstellar Mecha Design Drawings. Temporary mission, destroy the Church of New Humanity. Reward, 3,000 points. T4 Stargate Design Drawings Warehouse, T2 Starship Design Drawings, T3 Starship Design Drawings, T4 Scorpion Class Stealth Bomber, T4 Hurricane Class Star Battleship, T4 Shield Class Star Frigate, T4 Furnace Class Interstellar Industrial Ship, T4 Kangaroo Class Star Destroyer, T4 Terror Elephant Class Interstellar Aircraft Carrier, T4 Interceptor Interstellar Biological Ship. There are a lot of updates to the mission this time, maybe because everything has been rushed together, but the rewards are still very generous. Among them, what Feng Mo values the most is the T4 Stargate Design Drawings, which is very important for his next plan. Helpful. In fact, he also covets the T5 Fengtian class interstellar battleship, but this task of founding a nation cannot be completed in a short time. In the history of the Star Sea Human Federation, the youngest kingdom leader is 174 years old. This is the real one. The self-made man is a legend. His experience has been widely spread throughout the Federation for nearly 2,000 years, but unfortunately, 700 years ago, the kingdom established by this legendary man was invaded by the interstellar Zerg, and the entire kingdom was buried in the Sea of Worms. The next morning, Feng Mo got up early and entered the Star Network space. The Empire originally wanted Feng Mo to return to the Yunshan Empire to hold this knighthood ceremony, but Feng Mo refused because there were too many things in the galaxy. Only then did the Star Network space enthronement ceremony. This should be the first Duke entrance ceremony held in the Star Network space. Feng Mo dressed in aristocratic clothes and came to a mountain-shaped building. This is the Yunshan Building, the headquarters of the Yunshan Empire in the Star Network space. It is also where every parliament is held. Place. When Feng Mo appeared at the door of Yunshan Building, two middle-aged nobles and two young people quickly jogged to Feng Mo. Two of the middle-aged nobles showed signs of flattery, and the two young people he was a little scared and didn't dare to look up at Feng Mo. Feng Mo just smiled and said, "Zhang Wei, Dao Zish, long time no see." If he hadn't met these two old classmates this time. Feng Mo would have almost forgotten them. This was the money-giving boy who gave him a sum of startup capital and a resource planet. Then, these two must be Earl Zhang and Earl Zhao. According to seniority, I should call them uncle. Count Zhang and Count Zhao quickly waved their hands and said, "Don't dare." Count Zhang cupped his hands and said, "Your Excellency, these two boys offended you because of their impulsiveness. Thanks to your large number, I brought them here to congratulate you on your promotion to Duke. A mere gift is not disrespectful." Earl Zhang was very sure, knowing that Feng Mo's momentum was unstoppable. He came directly to Earl Zhao and brought his two children to apologize. He expected that Feng Mo would not have trouble with the two children in his current status. The Zhao family would like to congratulate him again. By losing some star coins, this matter can basically be solved perfectly. Feng Mo really couldn't stand up to those two idiots anymore, and he was quite satisfied with the amount transferred by Zhao and his family. 10 million star coins, a good number. Chapter 124. Duke Feng Mo, you are too polite, my two counts. You are a rare talent. I believe you will become a talent in the future. Feng Mo will go to attend the ceremony, so I will take my leave now. Feng Mo nodded to his two old classmates, and without saying a word, he turned and walked towards Yunshan Building. The matter was over, but Feng Mo would never forget the scene when Zhang Wei took out a laser gun to kill him. This also means that Zhang Wei must die, but not now. We just met, and you killed him in just a few days. It's too much. You have to do your surface work well. You wait for half a year or a year. It won't cost a few star coins to assassinate a playboy like Zhang Wei. At most, 50,000 will buy his life. Zhang Wei usually offends so many people. Who knows who paid for this assassination? This is what the old people often say. If you are afraid of thieves, you can't stand long-term thinking. When Feng Mo walked into Yunshan Building, the first person to greet him was Lao Wang Chongshin. Haha, Mo, congratulations, you've become a duke, and the great lord of two galaxies. Don't forget my T4 starship design drawings. I heard that you have a quasi T5 starship. Old Wang is still like this, and he doesn't feel strange to him at all. This is what Feng Mo needs. Anyone in a higher position rarely has friendship. This is an expensive feeling, so Feng Mo cherishes his friendship with Old Wang very much. He smiled and hugged Old Wang's shoulders and whispered, "Go to the main star of the L's in the Storm Galaxy, report your name and you can get a T4 Hurricane-class interstellar battleship. If you report Mozu's name, you can get a T4 Devil Elephant-class interstellar aircraft carrier. 2 flagships. How about it? Is it good enough?" "Really, big brother, you really are. I'm crying. You are so good. I can't repay you. Let me kiss you." After Wang Chongqing said this, he hugged Feng Mo and was about to kiss him, but was pushed away by Feng Mo mercilessly. Go away. Are you dirty? I'm telling you, don't play dirty with me, or I won't give you the starship." Being threatened by Feng Mo, Wang Chongqing instantly became honest, and then he pulled Mozu to a corner to whisper. After a while, the two of them exclaimed. Now everyone in the Federation knows that Feng Mo is the youngest genius starship designer. The performance of any starship he designed must be at least 5% higher than the starships sold on the market, and even the flagship must be more than 10% higher. Especially the flagship T3 Storm-class interstellar battleship that Feng Mo often used at the beginning was completely in short supply. Once it was released, it was sold out. Yanjian could only increase the price and limit the supply. Even so, there were still a lot of people waving star coins to buy it. After entering the building, the second person to greet him was Gu Jun. Now Feng Mo's status can be on par with this lieutenant general, but in terms of the power in his hands, Feng Mo is still inferior. After all, he didn't have a T5 fleet, and Feng Mo was grateful to Gu Jun from beginning to end. He was an elder who treated him very well. "Congratulations, you can't call me Mo anymore, you have to call me Duke Feng Mo." Gu Jun said this very loudly, and everyone present heard the meaning of his words. Duke Feng Mo is a respectful title, and calling him Mo is a bit of taking advantage of seniority. It is not advisable to use seniority to morally kidnap. So this kind of thing must be stopped from Gu Jun. Whoever takes advantage of seniority should not blame him for using means. Behind Gu Jun followed the nobles and military officers. These were all people from their faction. These people all looked jubilant. After all, Feng Mo also belonged to this faction. Uncle, Gu can still be called Zhao Mo. Feng Mo's words made Gu Jun laugh even louder. This was a kind of recognition and a kind of closeness. Gu Jun patted Feng Mo's shoulder with satisfaction, and then took a half step back. The whole team was led by Feng Mo in the front, and Gu Jun lagged behind by half a step. After everyone entered the parliament hall, Feng Mo looked around and found that the nobles who came to congratulate this time occupied 2/3 of the entire Yunshan Empire, and 1/3 did not come, which should be hostile. Feng Mo recorded the 1/3 of people who did not come through the smart terminal, and communicated with many of them when he met them in the future. In fact, this kind of conferment ceremony is very short. Feng Mo stood on the podium. The silver-haired old man opposite was a federal congressman and the speaker of the Yunshan Empire. The old man took off the Earl badge on Feng Mo's chest and replaced it with the Duke badge, and the ceremony was over. It's that simple, without any fancy things, but it needs to be witnessed by many noble congressmen of the Yunshan Empire, and Feng Mo's identity information will be changed in the Star Network and the Federal Central Brain. However, during this period, the Speaker of the Empire also tried many times to test whether Feng Mo would establish a country, whether he would give up the title, etc., but Feng Mo evaded them one by one. This person is very cunning. He must know Feng Mo's movements very well. In fact, Feng Mo did not want to hide anything deliberately. There are no secrets in the high-level families, nobles, and parliamentarians of the Federation. Or you can say that what you tried so hard to hide is actually known to others, but they just don't want to say it, because now is the era of intelligent computers. There are many small secrets, which can be hidden well, and big secrets are not secrets. After the ceremony, Feng Mo greeted Uncle Gu Jun and Lao Wang, and then exited the Star Network space. The Duke's medal in reality will be sent by Yunshan Empire tomorrow. At this time, Chu Yunjian called a video call, and Feng Mo heard a teasing after he answered it. Duke, Feng Mo, your status is getting higher and higher. People often say that promotion and wealth will kill your wife. Will you divorce me and marry another one? Feng Mo looked at Chu Yunjian, who was wearing tulle at the other end of the video. Every time she videotaped with him, this woman would wear these on purpose to lure herself into anger, and then it was always Alan Kailan who suffered. The key is that Miss Yunjian hasn't married me yet. Even if I want to divorce my wife, I can't. Feng Mo's words completely angered Chu Yunjian. He saw her standing on the bed, pointing at Feng Mo with her right hand, and said angrily, "Okay, you heartless man, I have given you all my firsts, wet and dry, but you treat me like this. I will go to the Star Network space to expose your evil deeds, and I will write about a newly promoted duke, a short essay on divorcing your wife." Feng Mo could only smile helplessly at this. Facing the weird Chu Yunjian, he really couldn't get angry, and he knew that this was also a way of flirting between lovers. After joking for a while, Chu Yunjian said seriously, "Your Excellency, the chairman of the Huaiyao Empire has just found the Chu family. He hopes that you can hold a title in the Huaiyao Empire, honorary duke." Father asked me to ask your opinion. After hearing this, Feng Mo immediately nodded and said, "Of course I have no objection. This kind of thing is beneficial and harmless, and besides, he is only an honorary duke and has no real power." Chapter 125, Celestial Crystal Galaxy. Sir, the route has been preset. The target is the Tanjing Galaxy. The Storm Fleet has entered the Intelligent Co-Frequency Warp Speed Navigation Mode. Please ask the first-level genetic warriors to enter the dormant cabin. This time Feng Mo did not enter the Star Network space, but studied the information on the new Church of Humanity found in the Federal Database. Feng Mo had not deliberately learned about this organization before, but now Feng Mo mostly describes the things in this information. Everybody knows. But when he saw the last paragraph in the information, Feng Mo lost his composure. The New Humanity Church was suspected of possessing mobile Stargate technology or jump technology. As the name suggests, mobile Stargate technology is a movable Stargate. The Federation has mastered this technology, but it is not yet mature and has not entered the experimental stage. At present, mobile Stargate technology can only be applied to Stargates below level T3, and cannot be applied to level T4 or level 5. So it is not very useful and needs to be studied. The jump technology is amazing. This technology can be divided into two types. One is to increase the navigation speed by folding space, and the other is to achieve a real jump, open a small wormhole, and travel across space through the wormhole. If it is the first technology, it can be integrated with the warp engine and reformed into a brand new engine to implement warp jump, further accelerating the speed. But if it is the second technology, it is incredible. It has great strategic significance. Think about it. You are eating spicy hot pot at home, and my starship appears directly above your villa through the jump technology, and then kill him with one shot, and then leave through the jump technology. If you think about it again, if Feng Mo wants to master this technology, in the future the Storm Fleet will be engaged in a Star Wars battle with the enemy. Suddenly the entire fleet disappears, and then appears behind the enemy. A round of artillery fire is fired, and the enemy is still. Can you survive? Surprising or not, tingling or exciting, happy or not? Once this technology is realized, it will be the most powerful technology at the strategic level. If the technology matures, wouldn't it be that there is a huge universe for you to roam, which is really cool. However, Feng Mo just thought about it. In fact, he also knew that this was impossible. The New Humanity Church had at most mastered the technology of small mobile stargates. This kind of teleportation of interstellar mechas was still possible, but the distance and quantity of teleportation were limited. All have great limitations. If not, the New Humanity Church would have attacked the Federation long ago, and then enslaved all the interstellar bugs, mechanical groups, and orcs. However, even if he mastered the small mobile Stargate technology, Feng Mo was still very coveted, because this technology, the Star Destroyer cannon and the T5 starship design drawings were not for sale by the Federation, and Feng Mo had no access to it. That's why he is greedy. Besides, there is also a white hole during this trip. The white hole in the shining galaxy is only 3 kilometers, but it is extremely special. It erupts almost every 1 or 2 weeks. The eruption frequency is very high, so it is valuable, very high. Although the white hole in the tangent galaxy is 7 kilometers wide, its eruption frequency is very low, once every 2 to 3 years. This makes its value not as high as the white hole in the Glory galaxy, but it is still a rare treasure. To go from the Hurricane galaxy to the tangent galaxy, you need to cross a large galaxy. This is a reef galaxy without any living planets. A galaxy named a reef means that this galaxy is very old and will soon die. There is no need for any development at all. After passing through the reef galaxy, you can reach the intergalactic space between the tangent galaxy and the beast-crying galaxy. The reef galaxy is indeed a large galaxy. When the fleet arrived at the tangent galaxy, almost a day had passed. After entering the intergalactic space, Feng Mo found that the surroundings seemed to become a little brighter. Feng Mo had entered many intergalactic spaces, and this should be the brightest. But when he actually arrived at the tangent galaxy, Feng Mo realized that there was no brightness, only brighter. The color of the entire tangent galaxy is bright. Feng Mo doesn't know what the reason is. He can only sigh at the vastness of the universe and the many wonders it contains. The Feng Mo fleet has arrived at the coordinate system and started the regular sailing mode. Qin, who was behind Feng Mo, continued to enter the battlefield coordinates on the main console, and then reported, "The coordinates are locked. The route is safe. The engines are intact. The weapons are ready. The conventional engines are being started. Let's go." The Sky Crystal Galaxy is slightly larger than the Storm Galaxy, but it is still classified as a small galaxy. The Crystal Skeleton race has a history of nearly 4,000 years here. It is a relatively ancient race. It is only more than 3,700 years since the establishment of the Federation. During this period, Many voyage adventurers conducted interstellar trade with the Crystal Skeleton tribe, causing the Crystal Skeleton tribe to fully understand the common language of the Federation. However, this race does not seem to like gloomy places very much, which resulted in the Crystal Skeleton tribe not being able to get out of the sky crystal galaxy. There are 4 living planets in the entire Tangent galaxy, 3 of which are occupied by the Crystal Skeleton clan, and the other one is jointly occupied by some small races and is dependent on the Crystal Skeleton clan. These races are relatively complex, including orcs, half-orcs, humans, giants, etc. Most of these are adventurers who fled or sailed away and stayed in the Tangent galaxy because they were unwilling to continue their voyage. The Crystal Skeleton race has always been welcoming to these people. This race is a little strange. They have not invaded other galaxies in more than 4,000 years, and they have not oppressed other races. What they usually do most is sleep on crystals on their home planet. This can delay their lives and allow the Crystal Skeleton tribe to live longer. Feng Mo summed it up after hearing Tian Ming's introduction. This is a race that can lie down but not stand up. It is so lazy that no wonder they have developed to the T4 level for so many years. They do not think about how to break through the bottleneck. The only advantage is that they are still self-aware and know that if they want to lie down, they must at least develop technology to T4. At this time, outside the main star of Tangent and the starport of the Crystal Skeleton clan, a large number of crystal cannons stand in rows. This is a kind of giant cannon unique to the Crystal Skeleton clan, belonging to the ground-to-air laser cannon in the T4 level planetary defense system. The principle of this crystal cannon is transformation. It transforms the various substances contained in the crystal into a laser-like ray, which has great power, but the upper limit is very limited. It can only reach the T4 level at most, which is far from the power of the Star Destroyer. The main star of Tangent is the last line of defense of the Crystal Skeleton clan. The direction of the crystal cannon is the 2 starships of the new human fleet. There are more than 1,300 starships in total, including more than 200 T4 starships, and the rest are T3 starships. Nowadays, all major forces in the Federation are aware of Feng Mo's combat style, but the new human church should not know it. So Feng Mo did not change his combat style this time. It is still the old rules. 4 T4 Scorpion-class stealth bombers were dispatched first, and the Storm Fleet followed behind the T4 Scorpion. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.